This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
Mixed martial a-holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Aunt and Uncle Studios of Arizona, UFC recap: Whittaker versus Gastelum. Ben Askren got knocked the fuck out by Jake Paul. We have a lot to talk about. MMA news with the MMA-Holes. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Hello, friends. I hope everyone is wonderful, wonderful today. JVH, how are you?
Wonderful, wonderful, Moss. How are you?
Not good. Burnt my tongue.
Oh.
As soon as we were about to go live, I hit the live.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, a little intro's going to play. Took a little sippity poo of my wine. My wine. I wish it was wine. My tea. Mm-hmm. Scorched my whole mouth. My tongue, can't feel it. Top of the mouth, don't feel a damn thing. So that intro, Jesse, was with a numb mouth. I'm a true professional.
How did it feel?
I don't feel anything. My mouth is numb from charred
Well, then that's
tea.
okay. If you
Anyway,
don't feel anything.
you know who else is numb? Ben Askren. Ben Askren's face is numb after Jake Paul just roasted him. Boom, roasted. Jake Paul, the Triller event. Have a lot of thoughts about this. Discuss it a little bit on our gaming channel, but we're going to dive deep into it tonight. Get JBM's opinion. Over here, we have Whittaker versus Gastelum, which #1 contender rematch. We'll talk about that. A lot of MMA news to get to. And hopefully we get some saves tonight, because I would love to hear from the people about this Triller situation. Now, JBM, listen, I know a lot of these MMA shows are trying to cover, like they're trying to start with Whittaker and Gastelum. Like, people give a shit about that. No one cares. This is what everyone cares about. This is what everyone's talking about. This is the meme. This is it. Ben Askren gets fooked up.
Yeah.
He got fooked up.
Yes.
Now, like the prediction, right before the event started, very confident Jake Paul was going to win. Did not understand how anyone thought Ben Askren was going to win this fight. Not here to gloat about it, Jesse, but I got to say this. I'm not surprised, motherfucker.
Well, I'm a little surprised.
What?
I really thought Ben stood a chance, you know? And I made a fool out of myself, Moss.
Well, it's okay. People may say Ben made a fool out of himself, but he didn't. Like Joe B said, he's laughing his way all the way to the bank, right?
Yes.
So he got
That
paid.
part, yes.
At what price, though? You know?
$1 million.
I mean, yeah, he's saying he made $1 million. His purse is $500, but when all is said and done, probably a cool mill, which is nice. I mean, I think a lot of people would take
more than nice.
a lot of people would take a nice little lump to the side of the head, you know, drop and stumble around for $1 million. I think a lot of people would do that. But let's just say this: the man was carrying the weight of the MMA community on his shoulders.
Well, not really, because
he was the face of MMA, Jesse.
You said to yourself that a lot of MMA community people did not have faith in Ben Askren. So
I didn't.
Technically, he did not have the weight of the MMA community on his shoulders.
But here's the thing: I was still rooting for the guy. Like, as an MMA fan, of course I want to see Ben Askren win this fight. I just didn't understand how he was going to win it.
Tyron Woodley would have the weight of the MMA community on his shoulders.
Does it not concern you that there were some people that said when Ben was hitting mitts, he looked good? Do you not think that that's a little concerning, that people are consuming a sport and actually, I know nothing about boxing, but what I did know was Ben Askren looked like hot trash on the pads. Yet there were people out there saying, you know what, Ben looks nice, not that bad, look pretty good.
I said
What were they smoking? I want what they were drinking. Who the hell? Now, I understand, Jesse. Listen, let's be honest. when it comes to boxing, we're both casual fans.
But you
so it's
know
okay
why
to
I
get
said
it
it?
wrong.
Here's
But
the thing.
boxing people, some boxing people are like, I don't know, Ben don't look that bad on the...
I think there's that. They say that like if you picked Ben to win, people say that oh, he doesn't look bad on the pads and stuff like that because they want to justify why they picked Ben, right? Like they want to have that extra reassurance that picking Ben was the right move. So they say he looked good, just so that
He did not look good.
when he loses.
I don't know what the hell you were watching. And then now we got Bout Better in the chat. Hello, Bout Better. Says questionable stoppage for sure. What?
I have seen that everywhere.
What?
A lot of people think that it was a questionable stoppage.
So,
Yeah.
let me ask you this question. Ben gets up, right?
Yeah.
The ref wants to make sure he's okay. He looks over at Jake. He's like, yo, Jake, get... Now, Jake looked like a lion that was about to finish off the prey, right? Jake was like, all right, let me at him. And then the ref's like, get the fuck over there. Just stand in your corner. And he turns around, and Ben has a couple of seconds to kind of pull it together. And he goes, Ben, now you stand up, Jesse, please. We have to demonstrate something here. Stand up with your pregnant ass.
Why?
The ref looks over Jake. He's like, Jake. I know she's pregnant. Let me help her up. This is what we do for the show here, guys and gals. This is what we do. We bring my pregnant wife into the mix. All right, here we go. Jesse's up. Oh, look at the belly. Look, that's my baby in there. All right, you're Ben Askren, okay? You're Ben Askren. Could you stand right over here, okay? So the ref's like, oh, is the baby okay? All right. Looks over and sees over there Jake Paul. He's like, ah! Okay, but calm down. Are you all right? Okay. Now, you're going to be the ref. I'm Ben. Ready? Right? Ask me if I'm going to be all right.
Are you going to be all right? Are you going to be all right?
Ben's having convulsions. Like just falling in. He's like this.
He did not have convulsions.
What the fuck? Wait. And then people are saying it was rigged. The dude, he got fucking cracked. Got cracked by a fucking YouTuber. And people are saying, oh my God, I could have let it go a little bit more. Did you want him to die? Did you want Ben Askren to die?
Well, now that I'm up.
He would have died to a YouTuber. It's bad enough he lost to a YouTuber. But could you imagine? Could you just fucking imagine if the ref's like, let's keep this going. Let's keep it going. And then Ben gets flatlined. Like Nate Robinson, face first in the mat. You gotta love it. Yeah, you gotta love it. Listen, this is boxing. It's not MMA. MMA is a different story. You let these guys keep going until they die. Like, that's how MMA works, right? You're in a cage. You're trapped in there. MMA fighters, they're going crazy, elbows, knees. It's like, yeah, come on, keep the party going. I'm with that. But this is boxing. This is boxing. And Ben Askren was like stumbling around, wobbling. Ref's like, no. He knows. He knows what's up. He knows that if I let this man continue fighting, he will embarrass himself even more. Take your payday and see you later. Then you notice afterwards they're showing Ben Askren mosey on off with his wife with a big smile on his face. You know why he's smiling? Because he wasn't really... He got caught. He got caught. What's that? Yeah, he just got clipped. He wouldn't be smiling if he was taken out in a stretcher. There wouldn't be really much of a smile, no matter how much he got paid. If he was like the previous fight, which we'll talk about that in a second. The previous fight. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Anyway, Triller. Let's talk about this Triller for a second here, because I understand it was a circus. I understand a lot of people didn't like it. We went back and we watched it. We didn't watch the whole thing, but we watched some of the theatrical stuff, the musical performances. We had to fast forward a bunch of it, but there are some things that you could take out of this event and say, it may be a shit show, but it kind of makes sense.
Now, what made you change your perspective on that? Because on Saturday night, we were kind of trashing it, like pretty hard.
The event was on, right? We had a big screen, right? We're watching, we're reacting to both events. And in one corner is Triller, and on the other corner is the UFC. And the UFC is always doing a good job. Production-wise, it's great, right? And I'm watching this, and we have no audio. We're just watching disgusting train wrecks of women just fucking twerking. And I mean, listen, I like a good half-naked lady like all the rest of the boys out there. But this one, I don't know what the fuck, like just this trashy slob, just like disgusting tits coming out. She's singing. What was the line, Jesse?
Oh, you're talking about Doja Cat.
Doja Cat. What's the line? Give me the line, please.
I'm pretty sure it was play with my pussy, but don't play with my emotions.
Play with
Something
my
along
pussy,
those lines.
but don't play with my emotions. Like looped. This is the song. This is the song she's singing. Her forehead is like, it's Rihanna's. You think Rihanna has a big forehead? This girl's forehead goes back to the other side. Anyway, besides the fact that
that's
she's
not
disgusting.
even the worst part of the whole event. I
Yeah, I
don't know.
know.
You're
She
focused on that
skews me.
one.
I'm watching this. I'm like, I gotta fit. This is disgusting. Like she's disgusting. And then she's getting more and more naked. I'm like, put some fucking clothes on. Fucking Doja
she
Cat.
does have a
Go
good-
into your fucking litter box and take a shit and bury yourself.
Oh
Anyway.
my God.
Anyway. Not only that, Justin Bieber, Jesus Christ. You can't even get like 2 seconds into that without wanting to off yourself. Now, that's everyone's on the same page. The musical performances, it's ridiculous. It's stupid, right? How could you watch this? But I get it. Because the whole event, and I'm watching this slap boxing, I'm watching Pete Davidson. By the way, Pete Davidson was the only shining star in this thing because he was basically your eyes and your mouth. Pete Davidson was walking around saying what you were thinking.
Yeah, that was that. I have to give it to Pete Davidson. I think the fact that he was brutally honest with everything that he was saying that's what made it watchable. Because like you said, he was saying everything you were thinking.
Yes. He and I'm not a Pete Davidson fan, Jeremiah. I'm not like when I've seen him on SNL, I'm like, this guy's not funny. But that night, the dude made me laugh.
He nailed it.
Because listen, like he was saying when Jake Paul was walking out. Now he's like
We're
one
all
of the
getting
announcers.
dumber.
He's like, we're all getting dumber now, or some shit like that. He's right.
Oh, God.
Like Jake Paul's walking out. You should be like, here's Jake Paul and the robot, yay! But no, he's just like, we're all getting fucking stupid right now. Like that was great. That was absolutely great. He's going back in the locker room, trolling in the locker room, and I thought that was good. As a whole, yes, it was a shit show, but Triller realized what they were doing. It was supposed to be cringe. Kind of like the MMA-Holes.
I don't think Triller was intending to be that
Yes,
that
it
bad.
was. It started with Steve Urkel, Jesse, smoking weed with Snoop Dogg. Do you think they were taking themselves seriously?
Well, I think they did want to bring some level of comedy and
Nope.
and
Oh,
some level of like different to the show, but I don't think they were like intentionally trying to make everybody cringe. I don't think they were trying to do that.
Yes, they were. They had slapboxing with Ric Flair as the fucking mediator or whatever you want to call him. Jesse.
That was
Come on.
I forgot about that.
I mean, this wasn't supposed to be serious. And I think that's what people are missing. The next event is going to be even a bigger circus. And I have to say this, watching it back, if there was no MMA-Holes and there was nothing, and there was the UFC and Triller, I have to be honest with you. I'd probably be like, this is such a fucking shit show. I can't take my eyes off of this. I might have been more paying attention to Triller.
Well, let me ask you this. If Pete Davidson weren't there, would you have watched it? Like,
no, Pete Davidson made me laugh.
If there was no like buffer there, pretty much, like if there was no one there to kind of like make it as ridiculous as it seemed.
It wasn't just Pete Davidson that saved it. Mario Lopez's face stretched back to his ears. That's fantastic.
Oscar
De La Hoya all fucking coked up and just slurring. Yes, give me more of that. The announcers are all yapping all over each other. The fucking fights. They weren't fights. They weren't boxing. They were literally lopsided matchups. And that was the big problem there. If Triller can go back and regroup, okay, tighten it up a little bit, keep it cringe, who gives a fuck? But have good boxing matches, good matchups, not fucking plus 500s versus, not these crazy lopsided.
Yeah.
That was the problem. Frank Mir, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, he had no shot in that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Askren, no shot in that fight. Everyone had no shot. There was always a lopsided fight.
Well, and then you had the guy who pretended he got hit in the nuts, and that turned into a whole thing.
Yeah, that was the co-main event. Okay, where you think, hey, it's a lopsided fight, but hey, maybe we'll get, they're boxers, right? Maybe we'll get something good out of these two.
Yeah.
No, instead, we saw something that was completely bizarre. What happened, Jess?
One fighter hit his opponent like right here on the side, and the opponent like tumbled over as if he got hit in the nuts, and he made a whole deal about it to the point where they actually took him out on a stretcher, and he never got hit in the nuts.
He never got hit.
He never even, like his opponent's hand kind of slid across the side of him, and it was a mess. It was very
really
dramatic.
Fucking weird, man. Like that was weird. And then you have Snoop Dogg yelling, "Hey, the doctor's gonna go check his nuts or some shit." Like it was. I'm watching this. Like, what's going on?
The doctor's gonna check his nuts.
It was nuts. This whole event was crazy, right? And I get it. People like it was cringe, it was stupid. I'm never paying money for it. Well, guess what, guys?
Michael Buffer was calling him Ben Askren.
Ben Askren. Yeah. Michael Buffer's there, and that was funny too because Michael Buffer's there only for one fight, and he does that in boxing too now. It's like they just roll him out, like he just like appears for the main event, and then he's gone. Right? Let's get rid of the rumble, and see you later, Michael. So they kind of cart him in, and as he's there, Pete Davidson says it doesn't even look like he's real. Like, it's true. Michael Buffer looks like one of those fucking animatronic things in the Macy's windows. Like, he's just like, I don't think he's alive. I think he's like some sort of fucking robot creature that they just drop in a ring and say your line. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's go. Like, I think that's what's happening.
I think you got to give Michael Buffer a little bit of slack there because he reads off of cards. So someone probably fucked it up on purpose to try and get
someone fucked it up on purpose.
Yeah, maybe like Jake Paul's team was trying to like sabotage it or something like that.
It's crazy. Now Michael Buffer is a fucking legend. He really is. Like, I get chills when I see Michael Buffer. I get chills. But when Pete Davidson says it doesn't even look like he's real, he's right. He's not wrong. Okay, a lot of people are upset. I see people in the chat saying, "Pay? I didn't pay for that. I stole that, right? Or I didn't steal it. I borrowed it. You know, it was on the internet. I just kind of, and I'm fine with that. You could knock yourself out. It was all over YouTube. I went to the bathroom while we were doing a live stream. I check out the old YouTube, and literally, the first thing that pops up is like an illegal stream with this Triller thing. Even with that, the easy access to this event, the thing made what 1.4? What was it?
1.4 million pay-per-view buys.
1.4 million pay-per-view buys. Now, could you imagine if they cracked down on this whole pirating thing? Could you imagine how many buys this thing would have got? Think about it.
Oh, God.
Now it makes you scratch your head. Is there something wrong with society? Is this the world we live in now? The answer is yes. This is the world we live in now. It's whether you want to accept it or not. If they tighten this shit up, if we have better boxing matches, hey, throw some fucking MMA in there too. And then you got the circus performances. The show is what, like 20 hours? Like,
yeah, but it was like you said, it was like all concert. It was all
concert,
entertainment and things like that. It was literally 4 fights. I believe 4 fights, if I'm not mistaken. I think
it seemed
4
like
or 5.
2. It was crazy.
Yeah, and the fights, they seemed like they went pretty fast, and then they went right back into another concert.
Yeah. So if we could balance it out a little bit better fights, keep the concerts in there, but because listen, the missus maybe don't want to watch fighting, but she'll sit there and watch Justin Bieber, do whatever.
But for
doing,
that
right?
long, that was a long. It was like 90% entertainment and 10% fighting.
What is this? Their second event, right? And they went all out with this thing, right? You have to think that eventually they're going to tighten this ship up, and it worked this time with just Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. Could you imagine a bigger fight? Could you imagine a card where there's more competitive, or there's more fights on the card where there's a little bit more star power?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is the future. And I hate to say it, it is. It's the fucking future. This Triller shit, they're on to something. And the UFC, other boxing promotions are probably going to look at this and say, hey, wait, we might have to rethink some things here.
Yeah.
I know a lot of purists aren't going to be happy about that, and rightfully so. There's going to be a lot more circuses that pop up if they're making all this money doing this. Triller. It is crazy. One bright moment, though, that I have to say, and I don't give a fuck what anyone said, I purely loved, was when Ice Cube came out and when Snoop Dogg was out there. Those performances were fucking badass.
But that's that's the thing.
I loved it.
It goes like hand in hand with what you're talking about, catering to certain audiences and stuff.
I loved it.
That catered to you because that's music that you grew up with, right? That's music that that you're familiar with. And then they have Doja Cat, which
not so much Doja Cat.
I guess there's an audience out there that's familiar with, and they have like I think they were trying to cater to every demographic. I think that's what they were trying to do.
And that was confusing too, because 1 minute I'm like, this is great.
Right.
And the next minute I'm like, who the hell wants to watch this?
Right.
But yeah, like you said, that's probably what they tried to do.
The problem with doing that is one of the demographics that they really targeted were young children. And when you're targeting a large demographic like that, and then you have someone coming out singing about touching pussy and paying for to get fucked, like, I mean, it doesn't really go hand in hand. Maybe we should readdress how, like, exactly who we're targeting here, and then maybe it would make it a better show.
I really feel uncomfortable watching something. If something is like over sexualized. I don't really care. I'm cool with it. Like, look at our show is wacko. You know, like we drop the F-bombs and we'll say the most horrible things and just laugh about it. But I legit felt uncomfortable when this girl was just the verse or the chorus was going over and over again about her pussy. And then poor kid, like my friend and someone in the chat last night was saying the same thing. It's like their kid walks into the room and they got this girl half naked. She's just rapping and singing about her pussy. Like, it's just weird, man. You got this pop bubblegum like look of it, and that's another problem too.
Yeah.
The look was problematic. The actual fights, the angles were so fucked up. Like, they were showing between the ropes. They were showing the lighting was bad. That's a problem. They got to fix that.
Well, that's a production problem. Like, they could just get a new production team on that and fix that problem.
They have to tighten that up. I'm telling you, for their second event and to get 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. My goodness. My God. Like, all I'm thinking is what's next? What's next? They're going to be printing paper. Printing money. Just printing that shit. I mean, it's just nuts. It really is crazy. But Ben Askren gets taken out. Jake Paul now is rolling around calling out DC and this one and that one. They're talking down to Tyron Woodley.
So there's like there's mixed stories. So I don't want people to get confused on who's calling out who here, because it's not just Jake Paul calling out certain MMA fighters. There's MMA fighters who are actually targeting Jake Paul now as well.
I don't blame him. Here's the thing, boys and girls. I'm team MMA. Okay? One's in the chat if you're team MMA. Are you team MMA or team boxing?
Of course I'm team MMA.
Yeah.
I picked Ben Askren to win.
They're trying to angle this now because Ben Askren lost. They're trying to throw this at us and say, hey, listen, I told you boxing's better than MMA. You stupid fucks. What's going on here? You took out a fucking wrestler. Yes, he's a very good fighter. Think about it. He's a champion, right? But he's a wrestler that can't throw a goddamn punch. And you're saying boxing's better. Come on. And people are falling into this, right? The MMA fans, the MMA fighters. Mike Perry, a video released. Did you show the video? Do you have
I have an article on it, yes.
We have the article, Mike Perry, where Jake Paul's training with him. And at the end of the session. Hold on, what?
It's not, I don't know if you can show it.
I won't show it. I'm just going to say it real quick. Jake Paul's training with Mike Perry. Mike Perry's all sweaty. Jake Paul's all sweaty. Mike Perry goes up to Jake Paul and saying, yeah, you beat me up good.
Yeah.
Jake Paul, after Dustin Poirier tweets something out there that I think he should fight Mike Perry, Jake Paul's like, I already did that. I already whooped his ass. Now, if Jake Paul did beat up Mike Perry did release a statement here. He said he kind of didn't go all in. I have a feeling Jake Paul beat the fuck out of Mike Perry. This is not good, MMA guys.
Well, is it the Mike Perry that we've been seeing as of late? Because then I would give it a little bit of a pass.
Well, he's not our biggest representative here. But think about this. A guy that's a YouTuber that's only been boxing for like a year and a half or some shit like that, and now is taking out Mike Perry. Who, I mean, listen, he's not the best MMA fighter we can throw at him, but the guy can throw, right? The guy's got hands. And now he's taking him out. Now, granted, Jake Paul's taking out little guys, right? He's 6'2", like 200 pounds.
They're either little or they can't hit.
So it's like he's handpicking his guys.
Yeah. Yeah, they're cherry picking for him.
Who do we send in? Now, I like Tyron Woodley. I know a lot of people don't think he's the guy to send in there, but Jake Paul's not going to take the upper echelon of MMA fighters. Tyron Woodley's on the downcline, but he still has those hands. When he cracked Luque was seeing Tweety Birds. Luque had to fucking try to strangle the man because he knew Tyron Woodley was coming for his head.
Yeah.
Now, you lace up the gloves. You have Woods hit the old the body shots. Pa-pa. Maybe hit him with a hook or something. An uppercut. Tyron Woodley might put his head in the fucking rafters. Some people say Nate Diaz. I was a believer in Nate Diaz beating a... and
Nate Diaz is a boxer.
But Jake Paul. But, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, well, there's a couple different reasons why I don't know if that would be a substantial throw-in. One of which is Nate Diaz hasn't really been in that realm in a long time. And it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's not going to be like the prime Nate Diaz that everyone's used to seeing, you know? Nate
Diaz is a pretty good boxer. And when people were throwing that name out, I was like, yeah, Nate Diaz would smoke him. I was listening to DC today. DC and Helwani. DC says Nate Diaz is too small.
How big is Nate Diaz?
Now, Nate Diaz he's probably, around 6 foot?
But
somewhere
what was
around there?
Jake Paul?
But here's the thing. Jake Paul, right? This is just pure boxing here. And he does hit hard. Does he have a lot of tools in his belt? No, not really. Body shot and then come upstairs, right? The 1-2s. That's pretty much it. That's all Jake Paul has over here. You got to think Nate Diaz is a better fighter, for sure. But who knows here? Maybe can we put someone around the same size or someone thick?
He walks around at 190, so thank you, Jeremiah. Yeah, I agree that he would be too small.
So here's the thing. This is boxing. Now, I mean, you might have to get someone that's similar in size. Jake Paul's not going to take anything like that. He's going to take guys that he thinks he could beat.
He wants small guys or guys that can't box. That's what he wants. And it's always going to make him look good because they're MMA fighters.
I see guys like saying like Paulo Costa or something like that. Yeah, he will definitely turn those fights down. He won't take on another big guy. You know, he's a big kid, 6'2". Kid's working out 200 plus pounds or something. You know, he cut down to 190. Is that what they weighed in at? He's a big guy, and he's calling out Conor McGregor and this and that. Well, Conor McGregor
smaller than
Conor barely
Jake
could make
Paul.
170. Like he has to like fucking shove food down his face just to hit 170.
It's kind of pussified that he's calling out smaller. He keeps calling out smaller guys or guys that can't fight.
I see Joey Faggoter says Tyson Fury. Apparently, Fury has a son that some people are throwing in the mix, saying Tyson Fury's son is like 5-0 or some shit like that. He should fight him. Now, honestly, he's a nobody. I mean, besides being Tyson Fury's son,
but
I never even knew he had a son.
I mean, he fought Nate Robinson. You think he's not going to fight Tyson Fury's son?
I think he won't. No.
Why?
Because he's the son of fucking Tyson Fury.
I think that would
Chances
be awesome.
are this guy could fucking throw. You know?
I think
Jake Paul's not fighting that. Jake Paul is targeting MMA fighters on purpose. But he's looking for the key ones that he can beat. That's what he's looking for. Dillon Danis. Now, after watching this, Dillon Danis is running his mouth. He's not a big guy.
Yeah.
Jake Paul will run over Dillon Danis. Dillon Danis is another one that can't fucking throw hands. The guy's a jiu-jitsu guy. I don't want to see Dillon in there anymore. Dillon, shut the fuck up and get out of here. We can't send you. You can't defend us.
Dillon Danis always finds a way to get his name into every big situation, and then it just falls apart.
Dillon Danis is he's a knucklehead. Let's play some donations. Sorry, a little late here. Let's go, baby.
Wonderful.
All right, we got Uncle Chrome coming in.
No, that's just how Ben walks. He walks like a fucking penguin.
He does walk like a penguin. You're right. So would Snoop say he reminded him like an old style boxer, like the 1940s boxer or some shit like that?
Did he say that?
It is funny though. Like Ben, he looked like one of those throwback boxers, but the worst possible form. Afif.
Then doesn't represent MMA Fook that Fook Khabib too.
Whoa, my God, Afif going.
See,
after
that's what I'm
Afif.
saying. A lot of MMA, the MMA community was not rooting for Ben, or was not thinking Ben would win in this fight.
Also, why is Jorge laughing? This just made his knockout not impressive at all.
Oh, well, that was a knee. But yeah, I guess now everyone's going to discredit anything that Ben's ever done. Man, oh man, Ben. Man, oh man.
Ben doesn't give a fuck. Like he said, he's laughing his way to the bank right now.
Wonderful.
Hit the like button, friends.
The best part of Ben's performance was when he was walking out and Snoop and Pete Davidson were singing, "We want the funk. Gotta have that funk."
Yeah. I laughed. I laughed a lot during this fucking thing. It was cringy. It was so fucking cringy. I'm not proud. It's like a guilty pleasure.
Wonderful.
Did you see the video of that little pussyo in the yellow clothes with the Vaseline talking to Tyron Woodley? Tyron Woodley can rape them all and they can't do anything about it. I can't believe I can hate someone so much that it can make me like Woodley.
Think about this. Ben Askren was the bad guy. In a lot of his fights, he was the bad guy. Now he's the good guy. Good guy lost. Tyron Woodley, another guy where people are like, he annoys the hell out of me. Mm-hmm. You get a lot of new fans. Tyron Woodley I see him on social media. He's throwing it out there. Yeah. I want to see that, man.
Yeah, I can get into that.
Yeah, Tyron would gain a lot more fans. You know, I mean, a lot of people are shitting on Tyron. The rapping, how he's looked lately in the cage.
We've shit on Tyron Woodley.
You
shit on Tyron Woodley, dude. Don't lie.
I root for Tyron.
You're such a liar.
I'm a rooter. I picked him against Luke.
Full on bits about the guy.
Listen. Maybe I'm falling in love with him. But I'm back in love with him. Tyron Woodley's our hero.
Yeah.
Tyron Woodley's the guy. Tyron Woodley will knock out Jake Paul. I picked Jake over Ben, but I will pick Tyron over Jake. He's the guy. He's the guy that must represent us. It has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Jake is big and explosive toe man. I think he would hurt Nate early or drop him, but I think Nate would probably take all his shots and has him out and maybe come back. Nate is good at taking beatings, so hard to say.
I would hate to see Nate Diaz go in there and get beat up by Jake Paul.
The question is,
it would bother
though,
me.
does Nate's scar tissue become a problem? Because the refs, I've noticed in boxing, tend to look at those things a little bit more closely than in MMA.
If Nate Diaz goes in there and fights Jake Paul and gets his ass whooped, that's a bad look for us, guys. We don't want to send Nate in. We don't. Send Tyron in. Because if Tyron loses, he's on his way out. If we lose Nate, we can't push the Nate card. Don't do it, guys. Let's all pump the brakes. Let's all huddle up here as an MMA group here. Okay? I don't want to see Conor get in there. I would have to think Conor could beat him, right?
Conor is so much smaller.
But he is smaller.
It's so ridiculous.
And this is boxing. Guys, let's not pull our guys out and throw them in there. Let's not throw our Conors and Nates in there. Let's pump the brakes here. DC says he would fuck him up, right? He's calling out DC. DC's a big guy, but he's short. He's a big, stocky guy. He could throw, even though he's a wrestler. But you know DC in the back of his head. He says he doesn't want to punch down, DC says. I don't want to punch down. I want to punch down. Because DC's not stupid. If DC goes in there, Daniel Cormier, and gets knocked out by Jake Paul, could you imagine what John Jones would do?
Okay, the credibility of all MMA fighters right now is at risk when it comes to Jake Paul. This is why I don't like I love the idea of incorporating MMA and boxing and shit like that together. I love that. But with this whole Jake Paul shit, it really does jeopardize the credibility of MMA fighters who want to jump in there with him. We gotta
be
and then
smart.
we could be the laughing stock of combat sports. So we have to be very careful here.
We have to be smart. We can't. Listen, Ben was our guy, but it's all right taking that loss. Okay, let's all huddle up and talk about this. All right. We throw Nate in there. It's a bad deal. If he loses, we're in trouble. Okay. We got to throw someone in there that's expendable. Tyron Woodley's expendable, right? I like Tyron, but if he takes the loss, he's on his way out. It's no big deal. Right?
Oh, God.
Throw someone else at me. I saw Sean Strickland. Someone said Sean Strickland. That would be fucking fire. You know what? I think Sean Strickland beats him. For sure. He's a big kid. The dude is a fucking animal. You watch him train. You watch him in the UFC. Could you imagine Sean Strickland? The problem with Sean Strickland is Jake Paul. He's not a big enough name. And Jake Paul would be like, I'm not throwing this guy in there. Now, Mike Perry, right? We spoke about Mike Perry earlier.
No, not Mike Perry.
He's expendable, though.
He is expendable because he's been looking like hot trash lately. But I don't...
He's expendable. He's on his way out of the UFC anyway.
Yeah.
Let's get Mike Perry paid. Mike Perry's expendable. We got to pick a smaller guy than Jake.
It's so stupid, though, because then, like, the whole point of sending someone in is to prove that Jake Paul is not as good as he's coming across because he's cherry-picking his opponents. If you send Mike Perry in there, it is kind of cherry-picked for him because he is smaller than Jake Paul. So
is Tyron.
We need to send someone in who can box and is a relatively similar size.
Give me a name,
as Jake Paul.
and I'll tell you if it's okay.
I gotta think about
We're
this.
throwing names out there that are realistic because Jake Paul is not going to take someone that's a very dangerous threat. Although Tyron would be pretty dangerous. I got to be honest with you. I think Tyron could hurt him. He is smaller, but that's what I'm saying. That might be what we could dangle in front of him. You know, Tyron works. Fucking Dillon Danis, no. Although I wouldn't mind seeing Dillon Danis get knocked out just for the hell of it. That would be hilarious.
Dillon Danis doesn't represent MMA.
I would actually be on
lose
fucking...
him.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Dillon Danis would go in there and all the MMA fans would jump to Jake Paul's side. They would all fucking jump to Jake Paul's side.
Oh, God.
Wonderful.
Uncle Crow.
If you're an MMA-Hole fan, you cannot hate on this card at all. Because this is exactly how I imagine an MMA-Holes fights card would go.
Yes.
Just a big giant shitastic show.
It would.
But it's different when it's an MMA-Holes card and when it's an actual...
It's right up my alley, man.
Like,
this is I would love a circus like that. To be like the fucking ringleader to a circus like that.
How about Artem Lobov? Send Artem in against Jake Paul. He did BKFC, and he looks awesome against...
KFC?
No, Oh, did I just say...
Colonel Sanders?
BKFC. That's what I said.
Send an Artem. Oh, man. Artem's another guy. It's kind of small, man. I don't know if I want that to happen.
But he can box and he can take a hit.
Can't take a punch. He's too small, man. Come
on, guys.
Can't let the goat get in there, man.
Let the goat
I can't let my goat get in there. That's just a goat to the slaughter, man.
Oh, God.
I would like to see it, yes, but
Wonderful, wonderful.
Matt.
Covington.
you know what? Covington, I think Covington could outbox him for sure.
No,
Yes,
you're lying.
Now he doesn't have the knockout power, but he's relentless. I think Covington could be he's a big guy too.
He's still smaller than Jake Paul though.
Covington's what, 6'2"? 6 foot? 6'1"? Somewhere around there? Joe B!
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. John Jones, crash the show.
Yeah.
John Jones, crash the show. 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 John Jones, crash the show.
Mr. Joby. With the John Jones crashing the show.
OMG if DC got knocked out by that YouTuber, ha ha ha. ROTFL.
I know,
Could you imagine?
that's what would make us lose credibility as like
DC's
DC would be a face of MMA that we can't afford to really.
No, we don't want to lose him. Although some people wouldn't mind, right? Kyodor.
CAMZAT for the kill.
COMZAT. Oh my. Could you imagine?
What about Kelvin Gastelum?
Kelvin beats him. Kelvin beats him. But Jake wouldn't take that
And-
fight. Jake wouldn't take that fight.
Well,
Because Kelvin beats him. He wouldn't take it.
I tell
Jake
you
wouldn't take
what,
it.
that's the fight.
Because if Jake Paul loses to Kelvin Gastelum, he's not a big enough name for him to take that L. You know what I'm saying? If Jake's going to take a guy, like say if Jake fights Conor McGregor and loses to Conor McGregor, he's still Conor McGregor, and he's going to get a big payday. If you lose to Kelvin Gastelum, right, there's too much risk than a reward. Jake's a good businessman. I think
Man.
Kelvin beats him.
Kelvin's the fight. Kelvin is the fight.
Man, oh man. By the way, we're going to get to Kelvin Gastelum versus... And look at Michael Bisping. Yeah, Roberts is Michael Bisping. He calls out Michael Bisping. We all know what would happen. With one eye and an arm tied behind his back, Michael Bisping would beat Jake Paul. It's a big guy. And he can fucking box. He
I
can
like
box, he's
the
got
Michael
cardio.
Bisping Jake Paul thing.
Yeah, he's not going to take it. Jake's not going to take it.
But Michael Bisping is a name.
Jake won't take it. Why
wouldn't he?
Because the risk of losing. You have to pretend.
He's got one eye.
You have to. I understand. Imagine if Jake Paul loses to a guy with one eye. That's washed up, right? A retired one-eyed MMA fighter, no good. Can't do that. Even though he was a champion, you can't do that. Jake Paul's a businessman. You got to put someone in front of him like a Mike Perry, like a Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley kind of works because he might even duck Tyron Woodley. I have a feeling Jake's gonna duck Tyron.
Hold on.
I just have a feeling on that one. We're going to get to Whittaker versus Gastelum. I promise you over here as we have a jam-packed show.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful. What do we got? Kainoto.
Mike Perry would have to go in there and save the day. Bottom line, the Paul brothers will never choose a fighter that they can't beat. Triller is pure sports entertainment. They will never allow an MMA fighter to enter who's at their physical prime.
Exactly.
But Moss, weren't you
Exactly.
saying during the Whittaker fight that you thought Gastelum wasn't really as in his prime anymore as he was? Was that you who said that, or was that someone else?
I never said that, no.
Oh. I swear, I heard someone
I think
say that.
Gastelum's very good, but I don't think he's
Are
champion.
you sure it wasn't you who said that?
No, it wasn't me. I picked Whittaker, and I like Gastelum, so why would I say that?
I think you said something along the lines of Gastelum not being as in his
Nope.
prime as he was.
Nope. It doesn't even dawn upon me. Like, I would never even think that. Yeah, Gastelum's getting older, but he's with a new camp. He's looked pretty good in his last fight. Why would I even say that? I think
I don't know,
Gastelum's
I
very
feel
good.
like you said that.
No. You might have been watching, and we were watching something where they were saying Gastelum versus IZZY. Oh, actually, you know what I did say? Yeah, I did say Gastelum would lose to IZZY in the second one. He would actually lose worse. I did say that. Maybe that's what you're thinking.
Yeah, I can't really recall.
Yeah, if Gastelum
But-
rematched before the Whittaker fight, I said if Gastelum rematched IZZY, he would lose worse. And I still believe that. Yeah. And not because he's out of his prime. I think IZZY would retool and fight him better. That's what I think. But regardless of the fact, he's not fighting Kelvin Gastelum. Well, what are we talking about here? Why would Jake Paul
It's a
fight
good fight.
Why would he fight Kelvin Gastelum?
That's a good fight.
Yeah, that's good for us MMA fans. Not good for Jake. Does nothing for him.
Oh,
He gets-
fuck what it does.
He
for
doesn't get
Jake.
paid.
If
And if
Jake
he
really
loses-
wants to prove himself, then he needs to fight
Wonderful,
someone who's
wonderful.
of decent size and
You're
can,
not
and
thinking
can
like a businessman.
strike.
Send in TRTV tour. He gonna make Jake lose and I like he did Bisping.
There you
Okay, TRT Vitor. I'm with that. But Jake won't take that, right? Jake wouldn't take TRT. Well, maybe he would. Very washed up.
If Jake doesn't take these fights, then everyone has a leg to stand on by calling him a pussy and saying that he's literally cherry picking his opponents.
Jesse.
He has to take one of
He
these
is
fights.
cherry picking his opponents.
Yeah, so he has to take one of these fights.
No, he doesn't.
If he wants to actually prove himself as a legitimate boxer, he can't prove himself with Ben Askren.
Jesse.
You can't prove yourself with that.
Jesse. Are you that clouded? Are you that horse blinded?
No,
not
I understand
realizing
where
what's
you're
happening
coming
here?
from. I'm just saying he has no choice but to take one of these fights at some point.
Jake Paul calls the shots.
Nah.
What do you?
Nobody's gonna take him seriously if he keeps fighting smaller fighters.
No one takes him serious now.
But
That's
I'm saying
the
as
problem.
a boxer,
No one. He doesn't give a fuck.
he
All-
wants to prove himself as a boxer, Chris.
Oh my God,
Listen
Jesse.
to me. Are you even listening, or do you just want me to hear your side
No,
and that's it?
Jake Paul. All he wants is to have an unblemished record. He doesn't give a fuck who he beats.
I know. I heard you already. But listen to me. He wants to be taken as a serious boxer, right? So that's why he took on an MMA fighter. But you can't be taken seriously against a wrestler. So at some point, he's going to have to take one of the harder fights just to prove that he is as good as he says he is.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't.
Okay, then you and I
This
disagree.
This is a circus. So what Jake Paul is doing, and he's pulling the wool over your eyes too. Jake Paul, and I guess he's a good businessman because she actually believes this. What Jake Paul is doing is he's trying to have this fictitious character here. Yes, he has some skill, and he is saying, "I'm going to be the best boxer of all time. I'm just coming up." He is padding his record. He is padding his bank account, fighting, hand-picking fighters himself. He doesn't have anything to prove. If he
I'm not
did,
going to repeat myself because you clearly didn't listen to what I
he
said.
wouldn't have fought a Ben Askren.
Yeah, you clearly didn't listen to what I said. It's fine.
Oh my God.
Moving on.
Anyway, so what we've learned is Jake Paul is smarter than I realized. I knew he was smart. I didn't think he was this smart. Where people actually started believing this shit. Guys, let's be serious here. Jake Paul is a very good businessman. He's a piece of shit. Okay, I'm with you on that. I think Jake Paul is a complete piece of shit. But the guy is smart. And what he's going to do is he's going to sit back and he's going to say, I'll take this one, I'll take this one, and I'll take this one. And when he does take someone, if he does take someone that's more of a risk, a big risk, that's when he's ready to say, well, maybe I'm not going to box much longer. I'm going to take this risk and just get a paycheck. That's what I think is going to happen here. Come on. It's all about money. We're going to get to Robert Whittaker and Kelvin Gastelum after this donation over here.
Super chat.
Well, we got a couple more donations here. Brian coming in.
I don't think a loss to Jake Paul ruins the credibility of an MMA fighter, because no boxer is gonna step into the octagon. That's not even an option for a boxer.
Yeah, if he wanted to prove himself, jump in a cage.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Probably not going to do that.
If you think any MMA fighter with striking experience beats Jake Paul, you're a moron. You think Nate Diaz would have problems with Jake fucking Paul? Are you a big faggot? Nate Diaz took 5 rounds of SMESH from Conor McGregor. Stop this nonsense.
Thank you.
Super chat.
Let's remember what Tyron did to Josh Kosh.
Yeah. Listen, Tyron Woodley, he's got hands. Although he is on the downcline over here. And that's probably why Jake might be interested in something like that. Crazy HD.
Perry or Woodley is the perfect next fight. DC said he wants Rockhold to box him, but I honestly would be scared for Rockhold with that chin. I could easily see him get towed again because he's so chunky and won't have kicks or grappling to use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Rockhold would get knocked out, for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful.
You think Jake Paul knocks out Rockhold, huh?
Yeah, I do.
I don't understand how these great fighters agree to take short notice fights. Kelvin is an elite fighter, but taking these short notice fights are dulling his shine. Just like Holland. Kelvin would kill both Paul brothers at the same time.
I would say
that's
so
what
too.
I'm saying, man.
Yeah, that's why Jake won't take it.
Super chat.
Jake is going after a NASCAR driver, a golfer. TBD.
That's what's happening, man. Jake Paul, listen, and I think he is never going to be really taken serious as like like a Canelo Alvarez or a Floyd Mayweather, like these guys that are legit boxers. He's trying to sell this all to people, and some people are eating it up. It's crazy. Guys, listen, the guy's, he's decent. The guy's not bad. Clearly, he knocked out Ben Askren. I mean, listen, that says something, right? But at the same time, to put him in this level where he's going to fight like legit fighters, legit boxers and legit MMA fighters, it's not happening anytime soon. I guess never say never, but it's not happening anytime soon. He's going to handpick someone else that he could beat. That's how this works.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Whatever we think about Triller and the Paul brothers, they've already won. They've got legit MMA fans talking about them non-stop, and all we can do is dream about who can beat them. The Paul brothers have already won and beat us all by devastating KO.
That's the thing, Kainoto. Look at this. We just did 49 minutes.
I agree.
Talking about Jake Paul and what's next. The kid he's got us wrapped around his finger. It's crazy. But I got to say this. I'm interested. He's got my attention now. This whole Ben Askren circus here, I knew he was going to win, but I'm interested. The Triller thing, I'm interested. Right? I mean, the next event, aren't you not going to be fired up?
It depends on who it's against.
Does it really?
If it does, because if it's not against an MMA fighter, I'm not going to give two shits.
Will you watch it?
Not
if
if
he
it's
fights
not,
a YouTuber. Will you watch it?
Well, I would have to for the show, but if it's against another YouTuber, I'm not going to give two fucks.
I don't know, man. I kind of don't believe that. I feel right now Jake Paul's got us. I think whatever Jake Paul does now when it comes to combat sports, we're all going to be interested. Now, even his brother Logan, I have a feeling, even if he doesn't fight...
as long as they keep fighting MMA fighters, I think they'll always have MMA fans, like hovering around this whole situation.
It's a smart situation. It really is. It's a smart setup that they put together here. A good business move. And I'm hoping what they do with Triller is tighten things up a little bit. That's what I think. Get a little bit better matchups in the undercard. Make it a little more spicy with the fights over here. A little less of that flash with the concerts. And I'm not saying get rid of the concerts. Keep that. There's casual people that want to see that. Sure. But definitely tighten it up with the boxing or put some MMA in there as well. And hey, man, they got something good. All right, we're going to talk about Whittaker versus Gastelum. We have another donation coming in over here.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Roberto.
What am I missing? MMA guys need to stick to MMA. Paul needs to fight a real boxer. He loves the circus fights. He should challenge Oscar de la Hoya. Drunk Oscar will school Paul.
Yeah, he's going to stay away from boxers.
And Oscar de la Hoya is getting back into boxing, so that would be pretty interesting.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Triller is the new real but yet fake at the same time sports entertainment of the 21st century. Jake may never have to prove himself if Triller blows up, and Jake remains relevant to viewers while continuing to cherry pick.
All right. Are we getting raided or something? Like, what's going on here?
No, it's the same.
Oh, same account?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Oh, man. Man, someone's got Jake Paul's cock up their ass. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's move on now. And here's the thing. Jake Paul is going to stick competing against non-boxers. That's going to happen. He's going to stick to MMA fighters. Makes sense because they're fighters. So, he can just play off of that. But he's not going to fight boxers anytime soon, at least. Let's go over here. Gastelum versus Whittaker. Okay, unfortunately, this card was completely overshadowed by a complete circus of a night with Jake Paul and Ben Askren. But what happens here? Robert Whittaker does it again. He's back in business. Some people are saying that Robert Whittaker looks better than ever.
Super chat.
Credo.
Snoop Dogg is obnoxious.
I could see that,
But
yeah.
he's funny.
Yeah,
Gotta
I can
love
see
him.
it. You know what? His political views and stuff like that, I think, get under people's skin. I think that's the problem, too. He's a little, sometimes he pushes himself too far out there and people push back. With that being said, Gin and Juice is a great song. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. Hit the like button right now. We appreciate all your support. Thumbs in the upright position. We're trying to get to 200 likes tonight. 96 likes. Likes completely unacceptable. Let's go. Hit that like button and be wonderful. Wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Robert Whittaker, I was saying this. I want to see the title fight against Adesanya again. The rematch. I've been screaming this like 3 fights ago. I've been screaming this ever since the fight happened, Jesse. And what happens again? The mystical is right. This is the fight to make. Robert Whittaker versus IZZY Adesanya 2. That's the one to happen here. Kelvin Gastelum does come in on short notice. Very tough fight for Kelvin here as he showed heart. He showed a chin. He showed flashes of power. but Robert Whittaker dominated him for 5 fucking rounds. Jess, what do you take away from this?
It didn't end how I thought it was going to end. I have to be quite honest with you. After seeing Whittaker get knocked out by Izzy, I was convinced that now Whittaker's chin can be found. And with Kelvin striking, there was no doubt in my mind that we were going to see him get clipped. And I did see him clip Whittaker 1 or 2 times within the fight, but it wasn't enough to do anything. And it was kind of disappointing. I'm not going to I like Whittaker, and I'm glad to see him win and everything, but I had Gastelum for the win, and it just kind of sucks. I mean, it was a good fight, though. The fight was fantastic.
I tell you what, I am more mystical than ever, Jesse. I said it with Glover Teixeira. Everyone just laughed at me. I said it with Robert Whittaker. Everyone laughed at me. And here we are once again, right on the throne, sitting over here, laughing. Robert Whittaker should get that shot. Is he a guaranteed lock against Izzy? I mean,
he's coming in as a huge under against Izzy right now.
I tell you what, I don't hate it. I'm not saying he's a guaranteed win. You know, I'm not saying, hey, this rematch, Robert's going to beat him. But he's got a good shot. And he's got all the tools. He can take you down. If he doesn't go in there
after seeing the Jan fight with Izzy, Whittaker's probably got a few more tricks up his sleeve on just how he's going to go after Izzy this time around.
I remember someone from Chicago calling me up and saying, that's his style. That's Robert Whittaker's style. He just comes forward. It's all pressure. It's all pressure. And I'm like, Robert Whittaker is a very smart fighter. He didn't fight smart that night. What did he see? He saw Kelvin Gastelum. He saw Kelvin Gastelum do something to Adesanya. And he's like, oh, I could do the same thing. That worked. Didn't work. Robert Whittaker's a very smart guy, can make adjustments during fights. And in this fight against Kelvin Gastelum, it was a beautiful masterpiece. It really was. Yes, it's a decision. People don't like decisions. But it was perfect. He won every fucking round. He beat him at the wrestling game. He beat him on the feet. He can do the same thing to Izzy. As long as he doesn't go in crazy and emotional.
Yes.
He can do the same thing. Now, I got to say this as an Izzy fan, Jess.
Yes.
Does it worry you a little bit? Izzy's coming off a loss.
No, it doesn't worry me. Not against Whittaker. I've seen what Izzy can do to Whittaker, and I've said this a million times before, and I'm sure you're probably getting tired of hearing me say this. And I'll bias aside because people are going to be like, oh, well, she's an Izzy fan. You know, she's writing that Izzy BBC, blah, blah, blah. But I said before that Whittaker has fallen prey to pinpoint striking with Wonder Boy. And I was right about it with Izzy the first time around, and I'm going to be right about it the second time around. So I'm not too worried.
Okay. I'm going to be picking Robert Whittaker. If this fight does happen, I pick Robert Whittaker a lot. I just have a feeling here that this guy, he's ready. I think he's ready. And this is an interesting fight for Adesanya. Adesanya is very, very good. At middleweight, he is the best, right? The guy he's light years ahead of everyone else. And what he did to Robert in the last fight, I get it. I could understand why we should all be worried as Whittaker fans. But we got a shot here. And I feel that Robert Whittaker has more tools. I feel that he's going to come in here with his tricks, and he's going to make this a war here against Adesanya. It's going to be fun to see. I really hope they put this thing together. Vettori should fight Costa. I would love to see Vettori versus Costa. I don't know. What do you think about Vettori?
I like Vettori versus Costa. I think, honestly, like Vettori, I think Vettori is, I think he could beat Costa. And
it's a good fight.
I think he could be another contender for the winner of Izzy Whittaker.
If someone gets hurt, like if Whittaker, I mean, Whittaker's had injury problems before. If someone gets hurt, you know, maybe that fight happens and, you know, the winner of that could swoop in and take a shot or be ready for a title shot or something. I don't fucking know. But yeah, Robert Whittaker,
it's a good fight.
Should be the guy. Let's look at what else we had on this card over here. Unfortunately, Jeremy Stevens was not available to fight Drakkar Klose as he shoves him in close, got a concussion. And I don't know, a whole bunch of crazy stuff here. Whiplash from the shove. I've never in my life seen anything like it. Or heard of anything like it, I should say. As I've seen people get shoved, I've never heard of someone getting injured like that. I guess when it comes to injuries, who are we to criticize? We're not doctors, right? And he did get pushed pretty hard. But it doesn't make me scratch my head. I saw a lot of people online today basically saying, yeah, he probably was hurt. It's just weird, right? This is not. I'm not saying like Drakkar, like, kind of chickened out or backed out or was a pussy or anything like that. But was it not odd, this whole situation? Whiplash and a concussion? He was throwing up from that? Am I nuts for thinking this? Like, a little strange? So help me out in the chat here. Do you think this is legit? Do you think, like, or did he have morning sickness? Like, what the fuck? Jeremy was being stupid, in my opinion. I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, listen, they're fired up. Shouldn't really be putting their hands on each other like that. My problem is, yeah, and he was cutting weight. Okay, so yeah, when you're cutting weight, you're not quite, your head is not right there, and your body is drained. And I guess if you're not bracing for something and someone pushes you, you can pull something.
So,
but a concussion?
Yeah, so I was actually reading on it a little bit. And whiplash is actually no joke. Like, and if you're not ready for it, and based on what you can see in the weigh-ins, he wasn't ready for it, you can actually get seriously injured from whiplash.
I mean, I've been in a bunch of car accidents. I've been hit, nailed, all
But you
different
probably
ways.
braced yourself in an accident.
Have you ever been in a car accident?
Never.
You don't brace yourself.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, no, you don't want to be on that. A lot of times you don't. You're sideswiped, your rear end, you're whiplash. There's no bracing. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's kind of weird. I didn't see anything where his head
You have to remember, though, his body was weak. He was dehydrated. So you, as a healthy...
What about a concussion?
Yeah, he got a concussion.
How?
He got it was a spinal injury. Here, I'll pull it up for you real quick.
Okay, whiplash I get. Okay. How do you get a concussion?
Well, I would assume when you get whiplash, and it affects your spine, so that's probably where it came from. But here, I'll read it to you.
So you're saying if I got in a car accident, I was cutting weight, I would have a concussion?
Sprain of cervical neck is what led to the brain concussion. So let me read it to you here.
I don't know. It feels weird, man. It feels weird. I'm not saying like he was a pussy or anything like that. Maybe he was sick, but saying this was from the push, it just feels fucking weird, man. I mean, I've been dehydrated and drunk in mosh pits and fucking thrown all over the place. My head all over the place. Unready, not braced.
Oh, they don't elaborate on that one. So they say it was a sprain of the cervical neck that led to the brain concussion, but they don't really elaborate on the whole like biology behind it.
Yeah,
but
I don't
my
get
assumptions would be if you fucking sprain your neck and you're getting whiplash and your brain's getting rattled around, your body's completely dehydrated and weak, you're more susceptible to something like that. Whereas you, as a healthy, full human being who gets in a car accident, yeah, you're gonna get whiplash.
What about a mosh pit?
What about a mosh pit?
Say you're,
But are you going into a mosh pit dehydrated and famished and completely weak?
Yeah. Ozzy Osbourne, Ozfest. I've been in mosh pits where the sun was beating on me, completely dehydrated, no food in my system. The only thing I have is alcohol from the tailgate in my system, which dehydrates you even more.
But alcohol causes your body to be more limber.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. That's why they say drunk drivers, that when drunk drivers don't get hurt as much as sober drivers.
So you're saying if he was drunk, he would have been fine? No,
it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying because you had alcohol in your system, your body it kind of moves with the motion.
It's just fucking weird, man. Listen, I'm just, all I'm saying is it's weird. We've seen guys shoved at weigh-ins way worse than this. Like he was shoved, yeah. But
he was shoved pretty hard though. If you go back and look, like Jeremy Stephens did not hold back on that shove. Like he really pushed him across the stage. It was pretty nuts.
I gotta say, Jess, we have a lot of doctors in this audience here. Well, hold on, let's check out let's paging Dr. MMA-Hole. They got a lot of fucking doctors in here. Holy shit. Everyone knows whiplash and fucking concussions here. Help me out, guys. Look at that.
Let's see. Rice says a little dehydrated is quite different from cutting water for a fight. Moss pit. Shane says she's right. Avery says Dracar Noir got shook. Brita says that was an alpha male type of push.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question. How come this is the first time this has ever happened?
What do you mean?
How come people were pushed? There have been weigh-ins. The ceremonial weigh, like right after the official weigh-ins, the ceremonial weigh-ins were following. People were shoved, thrown, punched.
Well, this might have just
been.
And
this is the only time we've had this happen.
This might have been a coincidence. The way that he was shoved, I would not be surprised if something happened. I would not be surprised. Now listen, I don't fucking know. I'm going based off of the information that they're giving me here, and he does.
How has it never happened before?
And he does have documentation from a genuine doctor at a hospital stating that this is what happened. So either the doctor doesn't know what the fuck they're doing and somehow got their medical license from off the street, or we can't really speculate, right?
This is interesting. So I'm interested right now. So everyone is jumping on his dick right now. right? Everyone in the chat is jumping on his dick. But when it happened to Aljo, everyone was saying he was faking it, right?
They were saying that. We were saying that he was faking it.
Well, I mean,
I still think
some
Aljo
worse
was
than
faking
others.
it.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, guys. I don't understand here. Why was everyone jumping on fucking Aljo here, but no one's jumping on Drakkar?
I think maybe because they didn't like what Stevens did. Maybe because Petr Yan did the knee by accident and Stevens did it on purpose.
Aljo was not braced in that situation. He wasn't expecting it. And he caught an illegal knee in the side of the head. And everyone lit him on fire like it was a joke. This situation, a guy gets a fucking weird-ass concussion after he was shoved. Oh my God, he's dying.
Aljo was also rehydrated.
Oh, Aljo was rehydrated. But a fucking full-force knee to the side of the head. And a man that wasn't braced for this. Not a little hypocritical, boys and girls out there? All the Drakkar cocksuckers out there, what's going on?
I gotta be honest with you, Moss. I feel Aljo was kind of faking it, and Drakkar is not faking it as much.
Flippity floppity, is that what we're doing over here, boys and girls? Are we flippity floppity over here? Everyone's like, oh shit, I didn't think of that.
You can call it whatever you want, but at the end of the day, like, Aljo was in the midst of a fight.
Oh, okay.
And Drakkar wasn't.
Yeah. He was exhausted at the end of a fight. He was on his knee, completely helpless over there.
Aljo prepared his body to be there. Drakkar was literally just cutting weight.
Guys and gals, my point is this. You pick and choose what works for you, but we're not consistent here, okay? It's a little peculiar. It's a little peculiar with the Drakkar close thing, right? Because we've never seen it before. Never seen it happen. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but everyone is just like sucking on his dick saying, hey, he was going to die. But Aljo's situation, everyone jumped on him saying he was faking it and really don't know what his deal was.
Aljo also didn't develop any medical documents as quick as Close did.
You don't think, listen, I got to be honest with you. There are doctors out there. Sign off on things.
You think Close went out there and got a doctor from a hospital to sign off?
Just saying. There are doctors out there that sign off on things. Okay?
Stop.
A little piece of paper. Bada bing, bada boom. Next thing you know, there's lawsuits, the whole deal. I tell you what, guys. You guys aren't consistent. And this is my problem with you. And I'm calling you all fucking out. You're not fucking consistent. I need some consistency over here. The black guy fucking gets a knee in the side of his head. He's an actor. The tan guy. He's dying. It's okay. What's going on? He got shoved. He's a pussy. He should have fought. Let's move on. Anyway.
Cut it out.
He should have fought. A little shovity poo. Oh, he's cutting weight. He's dying.
Rob's performance was second best of year behind Holloway over Cater.
Rob's performance is second best of the year behind Holloway and Cater. Yeah, Rob's performance was fucking fantastic. All right, I think did we ruffle enough feathers yet, Jesse? Did I get everyone fucking fired up over here? You coming at me, bruh? I want you to bring this fire during the phone lines.
Not only are they living rent-free in our heads now, the Paul brothers are building condos without any permits. They got me hoping that Connor accepts a fight with them. The enemy of my enemy is my rapist friend. Go Connor.
Come on.
All right, we have a couple of donations in queue here. We're going to count them during the Save the Show. Actually, before we do Save the Show, we do have to give a shout out to our sponsors real quick over here. We got Head Rush rocking their gear right now. Head Rush, 20% off, baby.
Head Rush is provider of the highest quality authentic apparel for lifestyle, MMA, and action sports enthusiasts. Men and women's clothing ranging from hoodies, t-shirts, workout apparel, and more. Be part of the chosen few and save 20% using promo code MMA-Holes. That's promo code MMA-HOLES with the link in the description below.
Okay, Head Rush, get your swagalicious gear. I said this on another stream over here. If you do order something from Head Rush, the best stuff out there runs a little loose, so you might want to get a size smaller than you normally get. If you like baggy stuff, get your normal size. But if you want to get something a little more form-fitted, maybe a little size under on Head Rush when you do order this stuff. But I'm telling you, this stuff is top-notch material and quality.
notch. Speaking of top notch, taking great care of yourself doesn't have to feel like a chore. Ballsy products are developed with unique active ingredients to keep you feeling and smelling better than ever before. Get up to 15% off using promo code MMA-Holes. That's promo code MMA-HOLES at ballwash.com with the link in the description below.
All right, Ballsy is wonderful, wonderful. We got something else over here for you. We have Lux Bidet.
Say goodbye to toilet paper with affordable premium bidet attachments by Lux Bidet. Lux Bidet attachments gently cleanse your skin, leaving you feeling refreshed and confident. Save 10% at checkout using the link in the description below. Again, that's 10% off at checkout using the link in the description below.
All right, thank you to Lux Bidet. I see Kevin Huerta Ponce, probably saying your name wrong, but he says his neck might have been injured before the Jeremy Stevens fight and made it worse. Probably good they didn't fight. Now, that's something I could buy into. If he had a pre-existing injury and then a shove happens over here, then it kind of makes sense. Or maybe he could have been having signs of a concussion beforehand from training or maybe even cutting weight or something could have happened. All right. But to say full force, that shove, and I think this is the thing that people are missing that I was saying before, that shove, the reason for the concussion.
Well, he said when he felt when the shove initially happened, he felt tingling going all the way down his arm.
Okay. So, yeah, listen, nothing is impossible. But what I'm saying is maybe he's right over there. Maybe it was a pre-existing thing here. The weight cut, maybe him training on his way up there. Maybe something happened and it was something else. That to say it was all just that shove.
But
it's
there's
just
no way to
weird,
know
man.
that.
I understand, but we've never seen it before. We've never seen this happen before. Now, all of a sudden, shoving during weigh-ins gives
I'm at
people
the point
concussions.
now where nothing is impossible.
In that case, like every Conor McGregor face-off, everyone should have had a concussion. Like, what the fuck?
Well, not everyone's the same.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's just
I'm not going to discredit it because
crazy.
we don't know. Like, anything's possible, really.
Come at me, bro. What else we got over here? We got Mystic Root CBD.
Get top quality organic CBD products, including extracts, hemp flower, cosmetics, edibles, and more. Get up to 20% off using promo code MMA-Holes. That's promo code MMA-HOLES at mysticrootscbd.com. Again, that's mysticrootscbd.com.
Welcome to our Monday night show. That's right. Our Monday night show in full effect. There is mysticrootscbd.com. Wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the clock over here. Let's take some phone calls. Everyone that drops a donation from this point on, we'll add that to the clock. We have some donations in queue. We're going to add that to the clock right now. We just spent $3,000 on a fucking computer. So everything that you donate, I promise you, like every other show, we dump right back into this money-sucking, blood-sucking show that we do. But we love it, and it's wonderful, wonderful. Here we go. Clock has begun. First donation coming in.
Blood sucking.
It's a blood sucking shit. It sucks the life out of me, this fucking shit. Every time I turn around, it's a bill. Taxes.
Same Kelvin that was the IZZY fight showed up the other night. IZZY won by split decision and Rob just 50-45'd him. Rob may be getting better. He's still young and I like his chances in the rematch if he doesn't throw the kitchen sink in the first.
All right, that is 2 minutes. Thank you so much, my man. Here we got Pulse coming in.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Dropping a deuce.
That Triller event was about as legit as Adesanya's heterosexuality. Lawler hit Ben with a flurry of punches and slammed him on his head and he didn't go out. We're supposed to believe he got knocked out by a vlogger? Ole gullible ass ninjas. Shame.
Shame.
All right, better call in.
Wonderful.
We got
wonderful.
But Why coming.
Get Drakkar on the show. We need answers immediately. Ha ha ha.
We need him here, and we need answers. We're gonna grill him and find out. Was it the push? Was it something? Maybe a little rough sex. Your head hit the headboard or some shit like that. Come on, give me a real reason.
Oh God.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Freak things happen, Moss. Houdini used to take cannonball shots to his guy and walked away unscathed. He died when some guy wanted to test him and sucker punched his belly. IT happens, Moss. You're missing the point, Moss. You retard.
Moss. You forgot to add the moss at the end because you said moss at the end of every sentence.
Right now, Aljamain Sterling is watching this, and he's saying to himself, where the fuck were these white knights when I was on the fucking floor rolling around and crying? Where were my white knights? Where are they?
I mean, Aljo was...
This is crazy, man.
Here's another difference,
This is crazy.
too. Wait. Oh, dang it.
Say it right after.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Fucking white knight.
I was on a water slide and got stuck in the middle and someone nailed me from behind, completely unexpected, full force to my torso, and it knocked the wind out of me but no injuries. Stop saying he was dehydrated. Fighters fight dehydrated all the time.
All right, now here's a
crazy,
reason
man.
that, and this is, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but here's a reason why I think some people maybe are more apt to defend close rather than
because they don't like Aljo.
No, it's not that. I personally think, and I kind of fall into this category.
Let me stop the clock.
Where Aljo made like a huge dramatic deal about it. Right? And I understand he had to stay grounded because that's how the fight would have ended. Like, that's how you get the disqualification. You stay grounded, you act like you're hurt, blah, blah, blah. But, like, it was like a whole fucking thing. It was like a show. Whereas when Close got hit, he just said, what the fuck, and went after Stevens.
There's no cameras on him.
And we didn't hear about what had happened to him medically until after the whole situation happened. He didn't, like, fall on the stage and be like, oh, my neck. Like, he didn't do all that shit. You know,
I guarantee.
So it's kind of more respectable for Close than it is
guarantee
Sterling.
this. I guarantee this. If this were to happen to Aljamain Sterling, so say you take out Close and you insert Aljo there, okay? Aljo has been criticized for being cringy many of times. A lot of people are not big Aljo fans, right? If this would have happened to Aljamain Sterling, everyone and their mother would say he's full of shit. But because people like Close, they're saying, "Oh, it's right."
If Aljo was in the same situation Close was in and handled it the same way Close did, I think people would question it, but like they would move on. Aljo made like a whole fucking like deal about it when it happened. You know,
Jesse, you're making excuses.
You can call it whatever you want.
Could you look me in the eyes?
But that's how I feel.
Look
at least.
me in the eyes, okay? Aljamain, take Close out.
Yeah, and
take
replace
him out.
Aljo.
Put Aljo in there.
Yeah.
This happens. The next day, the co-main event does not happen because Aljamain Sterling has a concussion.
Yeah.
Aljamain Sterling was vomiting.
Yeah.
Would you be defending Aljamain right now?
I honestly, I would be like,
look at me.
Yeah, I'd probably think
you're looking away. You're looking away.
Well, I gotta think as I'm speaking, boss.
You are not the biggest Aljamain Sterling fan, and I guarantee.
But I'm not gonna shit on the guy for getting whiplash and getting a fucking brain concussion. I'm talking about when he was inside the cage. It was like we paid for a fucking show.
Jesse, you are lying on air.
How
because
am I lying on air?
I know you very well, and I know anytime anything happens with a fighter like Aljamain Sterling, right? You're not the biggest fan.
Why would I shit on the guy for no reason?
So you would be on the other side.
I've never shit on anybody for no reason, and you know that better than anybody.
Okay. Anyway, listen. I made my point.
Bullshit.
Okay.
You're lying.
I'm going to start the clock again.
You just don't like that I made a genuine point. We froze.
We frozen?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2.
All right. Let's go. Come on. We got this. We live? Saved?
Yes.
All right, we're saved. Okay. Shit. Jesus Christ. All right, we're back in business, guys. Fucking A. All right. Sorry, boys and girls. Sorry about that. Got to stop the clock here. So let me just say, it's good we're not here. We're not here. What? Activate. Okay. Hey, guys, we're invisible right now. So, oh my God. Give me a second. This is crazy, man. Why is it not working? Okay, hold on a second. All right, guys. We're invisible. We are not here right now. Just pretend you don't see anything. So remember when I said that we just spent $3,000 on a computer? Well, yep, this is why. This is fucking why. It's the Triller Show. We have been crashing every single night. Every time we're live, we crash. We have nothing here. Hold on a second. We got this. Come on, baby. Give me some sugar. Hey. Oh, there we go. My God. Yeah, we have been crashing every fucking show.
You guys just missed Moss beating the crap out of the table.
I fucking beat the shit out of the table. It's like, not only are we having the dumbest conversation of all time, but in the middle of it, the show fucking just crashes. The show is like, I had enough of this stupid conversation. Anyway, all right, let's get back into the donations here. I am so sorry about that, and I'm hoping that Jake Paul Chokes on the carrot. All right, here we go. Let's get back into these donations over here. Oh, for fuck's sake. This is a mess. All right, where did we leave off?
We with the John Jones crashed the show.
John Jones did crash the show. He sure did. Where is it at? John Jones?
That is the glove touch, I believe, right? 7?
There we go. Here it is.
Oh.
Ah, yes. There we go, guys. Yeah, $3,000. Oh, my God.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. John Jones, crash the show.
Yeah.
John Jones, crash the show. John Jones, crash the show.
What?
John Jones, crash the show. 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 John Jones, crash the show.
Oh, man.
Save the show.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
Thank you, Choo Choo. Appreciate that, man. That's 8 minutes we're going to add. I'm going to play these others in queue. Thank you guys so much. Really, seriously, thank you guys so much for the support. You have no idea what's going on behind the scenes over here. It's actually fucking nuts. All right, here we go.
Can you give us your best Valley Girl accent?
Like, oh
Glove
my
touch.
God. My God.
The only thing I can save the show right now is ARIEL HELWANI slapping some ass.
My God. Really? Look at that butt. Oh my God.
All right, we'll let these things play through. Thank you so much,
Well,
guys.
today fucking sucked. Here's some money. Save the show.
They fucking
Save
sucked.
The show. Yes. Glove touch was saying in the chat that his brother overdosed and is in the hospital.
Whoa. All right. Well, listen. I guess a computer crashing is not that bad. Glove touch, man. I hope he gets better. That's fucked up, man. Joe B. Prayers to glove touch. Prayers to glove touch, baby. Yes. Ah, yes.
Proper orange whiskey.
Proper.
Yes. Proper 12.
Thank you to everyone supporting, guys. $30.
Fuck the Mayweathers. Fuck the Pauls and fuck Poirier and his fucking hot sauce. Save the show.
Save the show. Thank you with the 30. Everyone smash the like button right now for Joe B being wonderful, wonderful over there.
Wonderful.
Holy smokes, Joe B dropping a 30 on us. My goodness. Thank you so much, my man. Appreciate that. We're going to be taking some phone lines tonight, baby. Phone lines.
Woo! Here we go.
Phil Starr. The heavenly donation. Lord Anz.
Anzalone, Michael Anzalone, Michael Anzalone. Watch out, here he comes with the wrench friend, heart and soul of the holes, Mrs. Dilly girlfriend. Time out, trolls. Welcome to the dead end. Cock so big that you can't even comprehend. Bust and grow, making bitches moan on the timestamp thrown on the chat room stone. Hold up, save the show for the tales will be told about Michael Anzalone.
Phil Starr dropping a 20.
Smiley face. Celebratory hands in the air.
Wonderful.
Phil Starr, thank you so much for the donation over there. That's another 20 minutes. Where are we at?
70 an hour and 15 minutes.
Woo, baby, an hour and 15 minutes. Hell yeah, baby. Thank you so much. We got a couple more in queue over here. Let those play, and then we'll open up the phone lines. Like I said, thank you so much. We've been having a lot of fucking issues with equipment lately, so thank you, everyone, for your support. Seriously.
Serially.
Oh, shit. Boobies! What?
Hey, I can see your underwear. Put your boobies in the air. Flapping like I just don't care. Can I lick your pubic hair? Snap a picture, time to share. Choke my meat, vision impaired. Filthy mind, I need a prayer. Pervert cameraman, beware. Pervert cameraman, show them tits. Pervert cameraman, $10 tip. Pervert cameraman, Yanni Celeste. Pervert cameraman,
Show them breasts.
Boobies! Boobies in the chat, boys.
It's never enough.
Never enough. Ever enough.
It's never enough.
Never. We got one more here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. He's back.
I'm gonna beat everybody. I'm gonna finish 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 everybody.
I'm gonna smash everybody.
Smash.
DVSV.
Jake Paul beat Ben Askren, who beat Robbie Lawler, who beat Josh Koscheck, who beat Anthony Johnson, who beat Andre Arlovski, who beat Stefan Struve, who beat Stipe Miocic, who beat Francis Ngannou. That means Jake Paul versus Francis is valid. Book it, Dana.
I love it. Jake Paul versus Francis Ngannou. What do you
Make
think,
it happen.
Moss?
Yeah. I mean, Jake will definitely take that fight.
Make it happen, Dana.
Yes, Jake will. Thank you to everyone that donated tonight. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, my God.
Really, seriously, I cannot thank you guys and gals enough. I know you guys work hard for that cash, and the fact that you invest in this show is absolutely wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for your support. Appreciate it.
Moss, are you gonna shed a tear?
After jumping $3,000? Yeah, I'm going to shed a fucking tear. Got this MSI computer. I'm hoping that this thing can be the answer. We push to the limits on this show when it comes to the graphics, the songs, everything going on here. And we outgrow equipment, and we're constantly dumping fucking money back into this. But we will not stop over here in the MMA-Holes. We want this to look different than anything that you've ever seen before. We want this to be a party where you want to fucking kick me right in the face. We want this party to go... What?
I think people want to kick you in the face anyway.
Well, I want you to really kick me in the face. That's my job, to antagonize you motherfuckers, but to dazzle you with songs and graphics and give you the beauty of Jesse and the beast of me. All right, let's...
You're so handsome. Don't say that. You have such a nice, majestic beard.
My name is Mystic. What's your name, and how can I help you?
No, I mean, this is Lone Wolf, a.k.a. Allheart, a.k.a. Lone Wolf, a.k.a. Silver Carl.
How's it going, Silver Carl?
Wonderful.
Yeah, my name's Casper, and I'm a ghost.
Sean, how are you tonight?
Which one's having?
Yo, drunk, what's up?
Yeah, this is DVSB. I have an huge problem.
Okay, well, this is Real Gamer.
Man, your voice sounds a lot faggier on the phone.
Hey, it's MJ, the artist formerly known as Kelvin. How you doing?
Hey, my name's Dan. I got a question.
Yo, Sanosi.
What's up, Sanosi?
What's up, you guys? It's Justin Jr.
Hey, guys, it's Kevin from Denver. How you doing?
Wonderful.
Yeah, hello, Mustafa.
832, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up? It's Paul.
What's up, Pulse?
Hey, Pulse.
Clocks. Hey, it's good luck.
Alexander.
What am I, chopped liver?
We're celebrating.
Ole.
Yeah, baby.
617, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Michael Anthimo from Boston.
No way! Michael Anzalone, you just gave me butterflies when I heard your voice.
Michael, welcome to the show.
Huh?
It's the knitter.
Hello, guys. How you doing? Hi, Jesse.
Hit the like button, you folks. This is the double champ.
Yeah, I want to talk to you. You know I'm not big on talking about fighters that much, but...
Hey, this is Jeremiah.
Hey, it's Kevin from Chicago.
No, they gotta talk about these fights real quick.
It's Michael.
Jesus Christ. I'm over here trying to stay awake and shit. Jesus. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it wasn't doing it for you, huh?
Like, no one cares, Justin. Who the fuck you talking about? Brooklyn Dodgers? Who the fuck them? I don't give a shit about them.
Yeah, he thought the Brooklyn Dodgers should be the ring girl of the year. All right,
that
you.
horse. That.
Okay, Chrome, thank you, man.
Wait, he has stuff to talk about. He's making fun of Justin first. Don't hang up on him.
Hey.
Anything else?
Stay white.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Alrighty, guys. Hold on. I just saw in the chat. Roberto says his donation didn't play, and I just went through to try and find it. I think I might have found it here, which, if that's the case, then we actually have few more minutes to add to the clock. So Roberto's donation did not play. So let me see if I can get it to play here.
Did one slip through?
Yeah, Roberto's didn't play, so we actually have to add. So it's not. I don't know why it's not playing.
Okay, hold on a second. Oh shit, man.
There it is.
Whoa. Okay, put the mic on. Roberto.
Spin when I win, spin when I win, spin when I win, spin
My
when I
man.
win. Dinner tastes good, start to spin. Gas prices drop, let's spin. Perfect poop, stand up and spin. My pits don't stink, it's time to spin. Bell fell off, still spinning. Hand up, smile, spin, spin. I'm dizzy.
159.
How about John Love dissing Woodley in the locker room? MMA versus MMA and boxers versus boxers. I don't know about the circus boxing fights garbage.
There we go.
All right,
MMA versus MMA and boxers versus boxers.
Yeah, I mean it is unfair, right? It's unfair for Jake Paul to be calling out MMA fighters when they're trained to basically attack every form of martial arts, right? That's their deal.
I guess the thing is though, like MMA fighters are trained to box. Like,
yeah, but we all know. I mean, I think the people with brains in their fucking head know what Jake Paul's doing. I honestly think that people realize that Jake Paul's handpicking guys that are quote unquote fighters, and then it's sparking up a conversation too because it's pitting boxing fans against MMA fans. It's brilliant. It's got us all yelling back and forth. It's boxing versus MMA. It's Jake Paul versus the world, and he's trying to, pull the wool over. What's the term?
Yeah, I think
wool,
it's pull the wool over your eyes.
Put the wool over some eyes or some shit. He's trying to take the wool and just put it all over us. Just douse us in wool. But yeah, he's trying to fool everyone into thinking that he's an actual like legit top tier boxer. He's not. He's a good boxer. Like he's a decent boxer. He could beat up the average Joe in the street.
I want to see him against a real, like a legit boxer. Like that's what I want to see.
Yeah, that's what everyone wants to see.
Seriously.
But what is he doing? He's pissing everyone off, right? He's playing the heel role. Everyone hates him. Everyone wants to tune in to see him lose, and he's handpicking guys that he knows he can beat.
Yeah,
smart. It's fucking smart.
But I'm still gonna watch as long as he's fighting an MMA fighter. So he's doing something right.
Yeah, and you know what? If he was just fighting regular boxers, we would probably, at this point, we'd probably pay attention. But before this, we wouldn't have. Like we wouldn't have really cared as much.
Well, if it was regular box, like it would have to be a well-known boxer for me to even give a shit because I don't even watch like boxing. I could care less. But MMA, it doesn't matter who it is. I'll watch it. If it's an MMA fighter, I'll watch it.
No, I just got to say this, guys and gals. If you are not into Jake Paul, I get it, man. I totally get it. If you're not down with the whole Triller thing, the Jake Paul versus Ben Askren thing, it's an insult. It's boring. It's whatever. I'm with you. But tonight's show, unfortunately, we're opening up the phone lines. We're going to talk whatever you guys want to talk about. I'll talk about Whittaker and Gastelum, that whole card that happened Saturday. Not the greatest of cards, but Whittaker put on a very good performance, and we can talk about that. The Jeremy Stevens push, we could discuss that. And this weekend, we have 3 mega title fights that's coming up, too. We can talk about that as well. But the elephant in the room is Mr. Jake Paul. People want to talk about this kid. We're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to see where it goes.
516-522-0267.
Call from
Mickey Mouse.
See, I told you, Manny C has that voice. I hit
No, he doesn't.
He does.
You made him sound like a cartoon the other day.
No, you hear it the crackle. No?
No.
He's got Mickey Mouse.
It did not sound like that. No, it didn't.
Hey, Manny, how's it going, boy?
Hey, how's it going? Well, I guess I'm Mickey Mouse because apparently I sound like this. Or
No, you got a little crackle.
So I'm watching my movie, watching you play video games, and then I hear, oh, hey, you know what? Maybe they feel bad that old Manny C isn't on the, on that song. Maybe they feel bad that they didn't believe his ninja story. No, I'm getting roasted talking about how I sound like some cartoon character.
I think my impersonation was good.
I tried to defend you, Manny. I did try to defend you.
You know what? You stuck up for me. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Listen, he's got a little crackle, snap, crackle, and pop in his voice. No big deal.
doesn't.
Anyway, Maddie, how's it going, man? Listen, you know what? Let's take the double champ out and put you in this song. What do you say?
You know what? I like it. You know what? It's all about It's all about Manny C. You know, I got no. What was it? Friday, I was in that game. I got no. Hey, shout out to Drunk Savage, who was like the only person to you know, put out some cash on me. So shout out to him. I'm glad to see him back. Shout out to CN because he's a cool dude. Okay. 2 Joint, all the good people.
Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, so my ninja story, that actually was legit.
I don't know what the story was. So what was the story?
So I'm driving down. I'm in Houston, right, a suburb, probably like the safest place in the world. And all of a sudden, there's like this 6'4" dude dressed up as like Sub-Zero, and he had 2 giant swords on the back of his costume. Oh. Like, it was a really expensive looking thing. And I'm like, what the hell? So I'm looking at him. He makes eye contact with me, and he draws his giant sword and just points it at me. I'm in my SUV. And I'm like, what the hell? He starts, like, getting into, like, batting position. But, like, I'm in Texas. I got 6 guns in my car. I probably shouldn't be talking about that. Anyway, so I'm like, you know, I open my glove box to, like, if he gets closer, he wants to impale my SUV, well, I'll empty a magazine. But luckily the light turned green, and I just drove away, and that's how it ended.
You should have killed him. You should have.
Did he go? Been on the news, man.
Was he
I
like?
would have shouted you guys out as I'm being, you know, cuffed and taken in the paddy wagon.
As he pointed his sword at you, was he like, "Get over here"?
You know, probably in his mind, or my windows were up, so I didn't hear it. Mm-hmm. But like, what a freaking weirdo! Who the hell dresses up as Sub-Zero? This is Houston. It's hot. Mm-hmm. That costume is hot.
It is hot.
Crazy people in this world.
Well, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with this world. 2021's been really weird. We had a pandemic of 2020. Now 2021 is the year of Triller and Mortal Kombat characters roaming the streets.
Dude, that show was an absolute disaster. Man, I felt sad watching De La Hoya. I mean, the guy was completely coked out of his mind. I mean, anyone that thought that was a good idea to have him on TV should be fired.
Yeah.
The guy was just talking nonsense.
Do you have any interest in seeing him fight again? I mean, he seems like he's pretty, like, certain that he's going to be doing this.
No. I mean, I was a fan of his when he was in his prime. He was a great fighter. One of my favorites ever. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, CTE is real, and he's a perfect example. I mean, obviously he's doing drugs. He looked in good shape. So he's taking it seriously, but hopefully it's up against a decent, like, even-skilled fighter and not some freak show like Saturday.
Yeah, it looks like he's targeting MMA fighters. He's trying to go the Jake Paul route, where he's looking for people that that he thinks he can beat, that are fighters, but not necessarily fighters that could beat him. That seems like the case with I don't know, man. I was never a huge De La Hoya fan. I've seen him fight live once, and I remember booing. I don't know what it is. I just never.
Why did you boo?
I don't like him.
But
I never liked him.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't like him. It's something about his face. His face looks like I don't know.
That was the reason to boo him?
His face looked like some sort of nut.
Dude, he was phenomenal. I mean, the wars with Ike Corte, Fernando Vargas.
Yeah, I never liked him. He
killed Gotti. Remember Arturo Gotti, one of my favorite fighters of all time? Mm-hmm. Just smashed him.
Yeah. Listen, the guy is a legend of the sport, but I just never got into it. I don't know what it was. I just.
You're a Gotti fan, aren't you, Moss?
What's that?
You're a Gotti fan?
Yeah, I mean,
Arturo?
Listen, of course. You know, the Gottis, I'm good with all the Gottis. But I like Sweet Pea Whittaker and shit like.
I watched rounds 8, 9, and 10 from Gotti Ward every single day for a year.
Really?
Like, every single day.
And were you high? Or you just?
No, dude, anyone that hasn't watched that fight, do yourself a favor. If you're an MMA fan and don't like boxing, watch that fight. It is an absolute war in a ring. Just one of the greatest fights, if not the greatest fight of all time. Yeah. It is phenomenal.
When I was a kid, I was all about the heavyweights. I was all about Tyson and Holyfield and all that stuff going on. You know, I was down with that. I didn't like Lennox Lewis. He didn't do it for me. But yeah, when it came to the other guys, like I said, I like Whittaker, Sweet Pea Whittaker. I was into, and some of these. Man, I'm trying to think. I saw Whittaker versus Trinidad live. That was fun. Trinidad was a good fighter as well. But yeah, I don't know. For some freaking reason, I couldn't get into De La Hoya. I don't know. Yeah, someone said in the chat he has a very punchable face. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But Gotti, yeah, Gotti's a legend for sure. But let's be honest, I was a casual if you really think about it. If it was a big, crazy money fight, big names, I was all in there. You know, I was all in on that. And then MMA, I would say for sure, MMA has stole my heart way more than boxing has ever done. And ever will do.
Yeah, I grew up a hardcore boxing fan, probably because I'm Latino. But like Chavez was my hero growing up, and then Tyson, of course. So that was great stuff. But you know, as we're seeing these fights and we're seeing like the Jake Pauls and everything, I think more and more, you know, we were been told that MMA in the future was going to be kids learning everything all at once, and like they were going to be miles ahead of what the MMA is now because it's too one-dimensional. But we're starting to see that maybe MMA is really just a one skill sport where you're training 10 years in boxing or 10 years in wrestling and then just pick up other skills. It seems like you've got to focus on one thing and be just great at it and be good at other, and you can be the best.
Yeah, I like the crossover of these fights, but I need it to go both ways, you know, and that's my problem with this whole thing. It just seems like it only goes in one direction. I wish it went both. And boxing is it's an interesting sport because they're legit just concentrating on one thing and they're so good at it. The sweet science is a perfect name for boxing, right? It is something special of a sport. Do I think it's as good as MMA? No. I don't. I mean, MMA, I like the fact that we can get all different styles of martial arts in there, striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, all that fun stuff. You know, I'm down with that because it switches things up over here. With boxing, I feel like it's so repetitive. It's just the same shit over and over again. And I guess because they're training in one aspect, it makes them so much better than an MMA fighter. But still, if you're going to box an MMA fighter, I would like to see you put on the 4-ounce gloves. You know, if you're gonna go that way, go the other way.
And it goes with every skill. I mean, there's no one in the UFC that's going to be Gordon Ryan in a jiu-jitsu match. I mean, he taps everyone out in the UFC in under 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's so true.
You know, so that's it. Oh, but I got the perfect matchup. I'll let someone else call it. The perfect matchup to make just for money-wise is Tito Ortiz. Jake Paul, Tito Ortiz.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That would be the pay-per-view, 2 million buys. Dana White will, hang himself the next night.
My God. You know, I don't hate it.
Oh, stop it.
I don't hate it. That is a circus. And Tito's a big boy.
Yeah.
He's a big dude.
I'm just trying to envision this.
His boxing is average.
Yeah, exactly.
If Kimbo was alive, Kimbo sliced Jake Paul.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine that? Kimbo, Jake Paul. I don't think Jake Paul would play that game, though. I don't know. It's Kimbo. Yeah, I tell you what, though. Tito is not a bad idea, but he might be too big. You know, it seems like Jake just wants to fight guys that are severely undersized. You know?
But Jake Paul can get 200 pounds. They can meet at, they can meet at 205, 200. He's a big kid.
I see Curtis is saying Tito's too old, but that's why Jake would take it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense for the freak show that they're trying to do anyway.
It's the
perfect matchup.
Yeah, it's easy for us to throw an MMA fighter in there and say, all right, we want to see this, but you have to look at it from the angle of, will Jake Paul take the fight? You know, he's being very strategic here, and he calls all the shots, unfortunately. So you gotta trick him. Maybe Tito is the type of guy. I don't know. I think Jake. Oh fuck! I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think Jake might beat Tito, and just straight up boxing.
So too. I think he beats him in a decision. Yeah. He doesn't KO him, but he does, and it all goes to where Jake wants to take his career. I mean, he has more money than he needs. He may get tired of doing this and really pursue some real boxing. But I'd rather him do these freak shows and beat up reality stars and YouTube.
Yep.
And one thing, the very last thing we need, since it is a freak show, as a musical guest, they need to bring Walker Wheeler Jr.
Who?
Who's that? I don't even know who that is.
You haven't heard Walker Wheeler Jr.?
No, is he like some wheelchair rapper or what is he?
Oh, dude, he's like the most obscene country singer. He like talks about like the most. I mean, you will like go to church the next day and like confessional after you hear him.
All right, do it. Yeah, if you got the
check
pussy.
him out and let me know next time I call whether you guys like him.
All right. Yeah, I'll check. Actually, or throw him on the MMA-Holes.com on a community post over there. We'll check him out. Walker Wheeler Jr.
Sounds good.
All right, Manny, thanks for the call, man.
Hey, thank you, guys.
It's Manny C. Manny C leading off the charge. Listen, Jake Paul versus Tito Ortiz. That seems like something Jake would do, you know? Fight a 50-year-old. He's calling like BJ Penn and shit. Like, or BJ Penn's calling him out. That's just fucking nuts. It's getting crazy, right?
Call from
Ellie named Marcus Godfather.
to accept,
Who?
press
Is
1.
it Pulse?
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello, Pulse.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
How you doing, man?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Nice.
Is it just me, or does Manny sound just like Dan from Oregon?
Oh, wow.
Nah, Dan sounds more like Kermit the Frog. Manny doesn't sound like Kermit
There
the Frog.
are similarities, but yeah, Dan
there's
has
some similarities, but Dan sounds a lot like Kermit the Frog. Like you could, Dan could play Kermit the Frog if he wanted to.
Anything else?
I was going to say about...
All right, Pulse, you might have to call back here. I don't know what happened.
Hello, can you hear me?
There we go. There you are.
Am I back?
You're back. Yeah, your phone's a little muffled.
Okay, can you hear me clearly?
There you go.
Yeah, so Oscar De La Hoya, that guy was tripping, wasn't he?
Guy was on something. There's no doubt. His eyes were all bloodshot. He was slurring his speech. He was
talking about deflated like a balloon or some shit. I was like, what is he talking about?
Well, what did you think of the Triller event? What's your honest opinion about this thing?
It was horrible. I feel bad for anybody who paid for it.
Would you ever watch another one of these events, or that's it? You're done?
I mean, I watched it, while it was crazy because right as the main event came on, the Paul Askren fight came on, is right when Whittaker was entering the ring. So I was like, I watched it on my phone while I watched the UFC on my TV. But yeah, no, I wouldn't pay for it. But yeah, I'd probably check it out depending on who they have.
Yeah. Okay. And okay.
No, but on De La Hoya, is he really talking about coming back and fighting?
Yeah. So he says on the Triller event. He said that Mike Tyson inspired him to like come back and make like this huge thing. Yeah.
He'll be back. Like Dana White says, cocaine isn't cheap.
Yeah, man, that's all he's about now is just fish scale and fish nets. It's crazy. It's going to end bad for that guy, and I hate to see it,
Well, if he does it wise and fights guys that really can't box and just kind of like circus type deals, he might be able to, make a new name for himself as a celebrity fighting guy at 50 years old. I mean, anything's possible these days.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
As far as I did want to bring up one thing, Roberto brought it up. That clip. I know y'all can't show it, but the clip where the guy was talking shit to Tyron Woodley.
Mm-hmm.
That really bothered me because it's like this guy. He's a boxer. He's a boxer of some note, and so it's like I don't understand why he would want to chase clout in that moment because he's not going to fight you in a boxing ring. So it's like,
which clip?
I looked at him like that. Say what now?
No, it's the clip. It's when Tyron went into the locker room to check the gloves, and this guy says, basically, you don't know anything about these type of gloves. Like, and he starts talking down to Tyron. Like,
when was
he's
this
a
at the
piece of
Triller
shit.
event?
Yeah, you didn't see it?
No.
What do you live under a rock? It's all over the
I
place.
guess I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Yeah, and that's
I gotta give Tyron his credit because he went in there dolo. He went in there by himself. And he kept his composure, and all he said was like, I'm a 5-time world champion. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
And the guy kept on going off, And he looked so stupid because it's like you're here as an entourage for a vlogger, and they got you dressed in this canary suit and shit. Y'all look like one of them old Puffy Mace videos from the late '90s. Remember those?
It did. Yeah, it did. It did look like that. Yeah, I'm with you though. They did Tyron dirty for no reason, but Tyron did handle it pretty good.
Yeah, I really think so. I think he because like in his head, I'm sure he's thinking, man, I could whoop the shit out of each and every person in this room if I wanted to.
Yeah, that's why I hope that this sticks. I hope that Jake does decide to fight Woodley, because honestly, I think Woodley beats him.
He's strategically. He's being very strategic with the people he picks. He wanted to pick an NBA fighter or NBA player. He picked the smallest guy in the league. You know what I'm saying? That's like him fighting Jose Altuve. He picked the smallest guy there. He did. He's very strategic. So after this one, he can claim he has a former MMA champion on his belt. You know, so it's like I'm thinking from here, he's only gonna pick somebody he knows he can beat. So you know who I'm thinking? I'm thinking Trilla's gonna try to merge with XMMA and try to get James Vick on the phone.
Yeah, XMMA is supposedly right around the corner. They got something coming up, so we'll find out and we'll let everyone know. But that'd be great. James Vick coming back. Yeah,
Who do you think wins?
With James Vick over straight up boxing. I mean,
yeah,
I think I got to go with Jake. I mean James Vick's chin is
right. I hate to say it, but you're right. You're right.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting to even think about that. He might run from Tyron. It could be maybe a little too dangerous. He can't lose to Tyron. Can't lose to that guy. So I think a guy like Dillon Danis probably is what's next. I would imagine something like that would be next, because he probably will beat Dillon Danis.
Yeah. Well, it's a good racket he's got going, man. I gotta say, good on him.
Yeah, can't hate on him when it comes to the business aspect of the game. Dude's rolling around on money on his IG. He 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. Listen, you may not like the actual show, and I get that, but the he's a good businessman. He's a smart kid.
Yeah, his last fight, he can say he was the co-main on a Tyson card. How many people can say that?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy what this kid's doing? It really is. It's absolutely nuts. But it's annoying. I get it. I get why people are just had enough of this kid's song and dance and want to see him get knocked out. But that's part of the deal, right? That's what he's playing. He's the bad guy. He's the heel.
Yep. Well, that's all I got, man. I'll catch y'all later.
All right, Pulse. Thanks. That's Pulse calling in. Jess? Pulse calling in.
516-522-0267.
And look at this. He's got us all talking about him for like
the whole show.
The whole shit. Like everyone. I mean, listen, people don't like this shit, but they can't stop talking about it. And that's all he cares about.
Call from.
This is Jimmy from Buffalo.
To accept, press 1. To
Okay.
send a voicemail.
That sounds like Jimmy.
From Buffalo.
Oh, how you guys doing?
We're doing wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so, I watched everything Saturday. I loved it. I loved every fucking bit of that event. I don't know why.
Oh, so you actually like Trilly?
Awesome. I mean, it was different, man. It was different.
You know what? You're a strong man. You're a strong man, because a lot of people are they're hiding from their true feelings. All right? It's the easy out to say, that sucked, I'm never watching that again. It takes a real man to say, you know what? I was amused.
I was. I thought it was awesome. Oscar De La Hoya coming on, coked out of his mind, just made it even fucking better.
Complete train wreck. And it was self-aware. It knew what it wanted to be. It knew it had it. This is what it was meant to be. It was a circus. It was a complete sideshow, freak show. A concert with lopsided fights and ridiculous lighting and
weed
everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. I loved it. And I think Jake Paul is definitely, cherry picking all these fights. He's being a smart man about all this. Other than that, I love you guys' show and everything. And that's pretty much all I got to say.
All right. Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate it. I wonder if it's our phone lines.
It's Buffalo.
Is it? Maybe it's our phone
The
lines.
reception in Buffalo is
That was
not
weird,
strong.
right? Nice guy. He liked it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
He enjoyed it.
Ben Askren accidentally said they working on Woodley versus Oscar. R.I.P. Woodley.
Woodley versus
No.
Oscar. You know what?
Where
though?
did Ben say this?
Oh man. Oh man.
Woodley versus Oscar?
Oh man.
Get
Come on.
out of here. That's not happening.
I could see
That's
it
so
happening.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know if Ben wants the Woodley smoke, but Oscar De La Hoya versus Woodley. Damn. I'm kind of with you. I think Woodley gets smacked up.
Get out of here.
It's still Oscar De La, even though he's 50 years old, a little coked up, he's still Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit.
50-year-old Oscar De La Hoya.
He still fucks up Woodley. I think at least. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. In boxing.
Wonderful, wonderful.
In boxing. Thank you, Roberto. And Uncle Mike coming in.
Moss and you please call Sean Hart it with WW.
Can we please call Sean Hart? We can call him through Discord. We could do that. We'll take a couple of calls and give him a ring. Let's open up the phone lines over here. Thank you, Mike H, for the donation. The number is 516-522-0267. Is Sean even here?
Yeah, he's in the chat. He is. He just scrolled past him.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Okay. 516-522-0267.
Call from.
Ben Askren.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hey, Ben Askew. How you doing, bud?
Yo. So, goddamn, that Triller card, the best way to describe it is like smoking a blunt that you didn't know the weed was laced with PCP.
Yeah. You did feel like you had a contact high watching that thing for sure. I kind of wish that we were able to watch it. I wish I could have consumed it in real time with no distractions. Just sat there and just watched this thing. Like we watched it with no sound, and then we went back and we watched.
But would you have had the same like effect?
Because I don't know.
As watching it the second, because the first time around you trash it, and then the second time around when you have the opportunity to really listen to what's going on, then it kind of opens your mind to perspective.
I trashed it because honestly I didn't get the full show. Right.
But I think if you were to be able to hear it and consume it properly the first time around, that maybe you would have already had that initial thing in your head of this is going to be trash.
Yeah. You already know. So I didn't see the opening bit with Urkel. I didn't see that whole fucking shit show. I mean, that was ridiculous, right? Steve Urkel comes in, he's smoking weed. This whole, I didn't even get
Purple
it.
Urkel.
Yeah, the purple Urkel joke and all this stuff. Right off the bat, I was like, oh, okay, this is what this is going to be here, right? They literally start the show with that. Now, if you see that bit and you expect something serious throughout, then you need to reevaluate yourself because it's a joke.
Yeah.
The thing's a complete joke. Now the performances, I could have done the Black Keys were on for like what 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. All the performances were super long. What was that about? They did like full concerts.
Well, what? They only had like 4 fights in total, wasn't it?
Yeah,
or 5?
four fights, lopsided fights, and it was all
4 or
music.
5?
I think it was 4.
I think it was 4 too, but I don't. I could be wrong. I was saying 4, but
yeah, I think it was 4. It seemed like there was no boxing in it.
Like I said, it's like watching the MTV Awards with fucking a bunch of fights just peppered in here and there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it felt like for sure. But you know what? All right, now that I know you weren't a big fan of it the night of, and you're probably still not a fan of it now. But with a couple of days passing by, what do you think? You still feel the same? It's a complete shit show, or what?
Because like you, I had it muted just on my tablet watching it, and then I don't know, went back and watched a few videos with like the sound on, saw the bits and everything, and the commentary is like, okay, I can see here, like Pete Davidson, like you said, him going off on the card, just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, who cares about these people? That was honestly pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I laughed. I legit, like, you could ask Jess. I don't even think Pete Davidson's funny, but I
thought he was hilarious.
I don't think he's. I never thought he was funny on SNL. And I met the guy too.
Yeah,
like,
I agree with you.
Yeah, he never came across as a funny guy. I was like, look at this guy, this long, weird praying mantis looking dude. But here he is, just stealing the show. Like literally, I was waiting for the next thing he would say.
That kind of goes to show you that maybe he is a good comedian, and SNL is just not giving him that opportunity to shine.
Yeah, he belongs doing this. because just drop him at things to make fun of everything. Like, I like that. That's and it made it worth. If Pete Davidson wasn't there, I'm telling you,
it would have been way different.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have. I don't want to say liked it. I probably wouldn't have been able to get through it.
Yeah, it makes it more enjoyable.
But I think right now Ben Askren really did take a dive, and here's why. At first, I was like, okay, maybe it was the ref, fucking with him, and boxing, protecting their guy. But then I saw a clip from a different angle, Ben like staggering to get up and trying to walk forward, he was stumbling. It's like, okay, maybe it wasn't a dive on his part. But then, Jesse was talking about MMA's reputation, shit, he was representing it, and then I remember the clip of him walking out with a giant smile on his face, like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
How much shit have we been giving him since the Masvidal knee? He just trolled us. He made us all look bad and got paid for it.
Yeah, I think that smiling thing, that's just Ben, man. Like, I honestly, he's been there, done that, right? He's been humiliated already. So he knows how to handle it.
And he knew what to expect going into this. Like Ben said, or he didn't say, but like he had, what's the word? Like implied that he, people had already seen him take a dive before and that he didn't really have much of a chance in boxing because he's a wrestler and stuff. So like he knew what he was getting himself into. And I think that's why he was smiling about it. Not because he was trying to troll the community, but, he knew.
DC was saying on the DC and HELWANI show, he was saying that he looked nervous. He really thought Ben looked nervous there. And I honestly didn't pick that. Usually I pick things like that up. I really didn't pay attention to how he was because basically they...
You said on Saturday that during the face-off that Ben looked nervous.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, I knew Jake looked a little nervous to me, but I think Jake...
Oh, was it Jake that you said
I think it was
nervous?
Jake. But then again, it was his whole fucking entourage guy dying and shit like that, and I think he wanted to do it for that guy. Listen, I get why people say this was fixed, because if you look at the fight that happened before it, I mean, there was a clear dive. Like, there was no doubt about it. That man did not get hit in anywhere near his nuts or even his liver. Like, he didn't even get hit. Like, and he fell.
Yeah, it just like scathed the side of his body.
Yeah, so in watching it again, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even fucking believe that. That's nuts. So after seeing that and then Ben Askren getting knocked out in the first round, it makes you scratch your head. But when you watch it, I mean, he got hit right. I mean, that was a flush shot. And the way he went down, I mean, that shit was, he must be the best actor in the world. I don't know, man. That shit did not seem like a dive to me in any way.
I don't know, maybe he got knocked down, rock good, but getting back up and he was like, okay, fuck this, let me just get out of here, because he didn't like what's going on with the show. He tweeted out about it, that he was like kind of disgusted with it, so maybe he was just like, let me just get in here real quick, fuck everybody.
What did he tweet? What did he tweet about the show?
He was grumpy.
Something about this not being like family friendly program or some shit, kid friendly.
Yeah.
That's like most of the people watching it.
Well, shouldn't he have known that, like signing the contract, who was going to be present? Shouldn't he have known what kind of show he was getting into?
Well, the last one wasn't like this.
Yeah, but
the last trailer card.
But he should have at least known, like on the contract, it should have, who was going to be present and stuff like that, like, or his manager should have known and told him and all that. It's not like he went into it blindly.
I mean, like this tweet here, he's like, sorry world, with the upside down smile, right? And then the interview directly after the fight, at the press conference that they had, their little mini press conference thingy, he seemed like legit pissed. And you can tell he really does not like Jake Paul. He made it very clear at the post-fight.
And understandably so. Jake Paul is extremely obnoxious.
But if you did it for the cash, you probably would have said, well, hey, he was the better man tonight and moved on. Wink, wink. See you later. He legit expressed how he is not a fan of Jake Paul. Like, he is not a good human being.
Yeah, I bet there was a part of him that probably thought that he had the opportunity to win. I bet.
Yeah, he's a competitor, man. This guy he's a champion. I don't see him to be the type of guy to take a dive.
I don't know, but not many people know this, but Snoop Dogg is like part owner of this shit, and he had the public betting going on with Dana White, $2 million. So maybe he was like, yo, Ben, I know you don't like Dana. Why don't we make him look bad? You take a dive in the first, I'll cut you in, homie.
So I don't know if Snoop actually made the bet. Dana White said that he'd be crazy to make a bet with Snoop when he can go to Vegas and actually get the odds.
Well, but he could have still put the money down even if it was in Vegas.
I don't think he did.
Why?
I don't think Dana did. I honestly did.
You think he would have said something?
I see the end. Snoop screaming like, "Dana, pay me my money. I just made $2 million."
Yeah, he's yelling it, but there's no evidence that Dana took the bet. And Dana did say that if he did, he would do it in Vegas. I don't think
But
Dana
if
made the
Dana
bet.
lost, he's not going to come out and talk about it.
I don't think he made the bet. I honestly don't. I don't think he did.
I think he probably did.
Yeah?
I think he
Dana's
probably
worth like
did.
$500 million. He made the bet. $2 million. That's nothing to him.
He did, but he did say that he's going to put his money in Vegas. So maybe he made a bet at Vegas, but not with Snoop.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Either way, they made the bets.
Yeah, I think
But
Snoop is
something
just...
I didn't know that I found out is they were had the commentary going on in the speakers, so like everybody could hear it. So like, even the fighters could fucking hear what they were saying. They were talking like mad shit about him during certain times.
If that's
like
the
imagine
case.
fucking Frank Mir. He's hearing all that fucking Oscar De La Hoya drunk shit while
Yeah.
he's fighting.
If that's the case, which it makes sense because it was such a shit show. My God, who the hell would want to fight under those circumstances? You know, the pressure, the musical acts, these big musical acts, and then you got these knuckleheads saying stupid shit.
Are you sure that the fighters could hear the commentators though? Because during that co-main event, when that guy was pretending to be hitting the balls, like they were trashing him for the dramatic like thing that he was doing, and he just kept going with it. So I'm sure if he heard them, he would have stopped.
Well, he had to sell it, Jess.
Oh no, he was already locked in. He had to keep going. He couldn't back out now.
I don't know.
You know, that's what fucking old hot dog bomb lips said on his podcast. So
he
the morning combat shit.
Oh, so he said that it was actually.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
yeah,
crazy.
Frank Mir tweeted about it.
If that's the case, man, well, I don't. These guys know what they're getting into, man. When you got Snoop Dogg on the mic while you're fighting, I mean, if you think about it, these fights at the Apex Center, the fighters hear what the commentators are saying. It's not being announced, but they're literally sitting right there, so they could pretty much hear what's going on, what's being said.
Yeah, but
so.
you know, they're being professional.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, so they could hear it too. So I mean, this thing is I don't know. It was a complete mess. But it's going to be interesting to see if they ever put together real fights, competitive fights. Will they keep this style alive with the commentating like that?
I would think that they're going to clean it up a little bit.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to get legit professional fighters.
Yeah, if they want to start, if they're looking to get taken seriously, then I would think that they're going to start cleaning.
But maybe
it up.
they don't.
If they don't want to be taken seriously, then they just stick with what they're doing because it's clearly working. I mean, 1.4 million pay-per-view buys that's no joke.
Yeah, just cut back on the musical performances. You know, maybe one or two, like one song each. Like, come on, that shit was ridiculous. That was like half the fucking show.
Yep.
Yeah.
It felt like the longest Super Bowl intermission ever. I just felt like, you know, like at least with the Super Bowl halftime show, like you're like, this is horrible, but then it goes away. Unfortunately, with this, you had multiple Super Bowl halftime shows that kept popping back up. It was like a reoccurring Super Bowl halftime show. Like, stop it! I just want to see some fucking fights. So I get how that's annoying.
It's like, when was it going to end?
Yeah.
All
right, drunk man.
All right, well, yeah, I'll let someone else go on.
All right.
There, stop nice.
This drunk savage chiming in. 516-522-0267. Call up and make sure you hit the like button right now. We're talking about the shit show of Triller and Jake Paul and Ben Askren. I said it earlier in the stream. I'll say it again. Even though it's a shit show, I think they did a good job. I know there was a lot of mistakes. They got to fix a couple of things up. But all in all, it was a success if you look at the numbers.
Call from
P-head.
to accept.
Hello, P-head.
How y'all doing?
Wonderful one.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Was that a country accent you got going on? What's that? How y'all don't?
I'm gonna tell y'all what. Y'all would. No, I'm gonna be serious. People are mad at Jake Paul, but they need to be mad at Ben Askren. Ben Askren is not a broke bum fighting for scraps. This dude's well off. He's got everything he needs. He's running his wrestling programs. He's got his Bitcoin thing going on, his podcast, all these things. It's not like he's hurting for money. But he went and took that payday when he knew he wasn't prepared. He came in fat, out of shape, came in arrogant, just like with the Masvidal. I'm going to go ragdoll Masvidal. I'm just going to go beat up this YouTuber. And he went in there and got knocked out and embarrassed himself, the MMA community, the wrestling community. just like he did it with the Masvidal. So I don't know why people are hating on Jake Paul. They need to be hating on Ben Askren for showing up fat and out of shape. It's just a disgrace how unprepared he was. And it's just that arrogance. He's got that arrogance to him. Oh, man, yeah, I'm just going to go in there and beat up this YouTuber real quick. He had that same arrogance with Masvidal. Yeah, let's go in there, take him down, do what I want, blah, blah, blah. And he got starched stiff. So people will do anything for money, even if it means go and get knocked out, embarrassed in front of the whole world. He had no business being in that ring. But his arrogance, he just thinks is going to carry him through. Oh, I'm a competitor. It was ridiculous. And as far as Jake Paul goes, Jake Paul has 3 boxing fights. You go look at people's records, professional boxers, Canelo Alvarez, Wilder. You go look at their third pro fights, it's the same thing. They're fighting cab drivers. So people are saying, oh, put him in there with a real boxer. Put him in there with blah, blah, blah. This is boxing. They hand-pick opponents up to 20, 25 fights, 30 fights even, before they give them a real test step up in competition. So I got no problem with Jake Paul. I got a problem with all these bums getting in the ring when they have no business being in the ring. You feel me?
I feel you. I feel you. You're right. You're not wrong, man. Like, this is the norm here. We're just on a different level when it comes to the entertainment factor. You know, Jake Paul is a polarizing figure. He's a YouTube celebrity, millions of subscribers, 20 million subscribers or some shit like that. The kid's a businessman that now is learning how to box, and he's doing it in a way where he's got the spotlight, he's got to say, and he's beating up people that he can beat up, that he should beat up. And Ben Askren coming in there, all fucking lumpy and shit, just to take a paycheck. I think that this loss to Ben Askren is way worse than the Masvidal loss. Way worse. It's embarrassing.
It is, and people are saying, "Oh yeah, but he got paid. He got paid." Well, you know what's better than being paid? Having some honor, having some dignity, some integrity.
Some what?
His legacy.
Dignity.
Yeah.
Dignity. What?
Dignity.
That's
Dignity?
what's better than that. He wants to be leave a legacy to be proud of, and now the only things to be known for, all them Bellator championships, the entire wrestling career, NCAA champion, Olympian. What he's going to be known for is getting flying knee knockout in 5 seconds and getting knocked out by Jake Paul and getting choked out by Damian Maia with one arm. That's what he's going to be known for.
It's crazy.
But I don't know, man. It's just embarrassing. It's a shame.
Is the money worth it? That's the question, man. He got pretty much $1 million off of this thing, right? Is it worth it? I mean, up to Ben Askren, yeah, because his days of fighting are done. He just took this quick paycheck. But, I mean, it is embarrassing. Knocked out in the first fucking round.
You know what? If he was broke as hell and he was some bum trying to get by, then, yeah, the money would be worth it. But this dude, he made a lot of money in his career. He got paid a lot of money in the UFC. He's got successful wrestling programs, multiple wrestling programs that are really successful. It's not like he's hurting for money. So people say, oh, he got paid. Who's the real one? He's laughing to the bank. Well, all that, he got embarrassed, knocked out, brain cells taken, and so he's the loser. I don't get all the money in the world. You got knocked out, you clown, you bozo the clown, you frump, you fat slob.
Whoa. My God. That was vicious. That was a vicious call, Jesse.
Yes.
He's not wrong. He's not. He really isn't wrong. I mean, what I understand. Listen, me, Joe Schmo, sitting here with a podcast, going in there and trying to get a quick $1 million payday. I get knocked out. What's the big deal? I go back to my podcast. I'm fine. This guy is he was a beast at one point. You know, he was a champion in multiple organizations, fucking wrestling, the whole deal. This guy was the funky man, unblemished record, comes into the UFC, gets a win, a little controversy, and then everything's all downhill. He's got his Bitcoin. He's got his family. He's got a podcast. Got a lot of things going on right now. Did he sell his soul?
No.
If you or me did this, it wouldn't be a big deal, right? We're not fucking fighters. If we did this, we take a fucking shot, we collect a paycheck, we call it a day. This guy over here, everything that he's worked for, everything, he literally sold it for $1 million.
He was done from fighting anyway, so who are we to tell him what he should do with his extracurricular time?
Everything. All his trophies and belts, everything that Ben Askren had. He takes all that and he just sold it.
I say if he was still like an active fighter, then yeah, you could possibly shit on the guy. But come on. I mean, he was, like you said, just sitting around doing his podcast. He needed an excuse to get up off the couch. He found one, made a couple extra bucks with his free time. Like, the fuck? I would have done the same fucking thing if I was him.
Listen, I don't blame him for wanting to make money. I don't blame him for that. But we could blame him for coming in the way he did.
What did he do?
He looked like a fucking marshmallow man, Jesse.
He said himself.
Could he have at least got into shape?
He said
put
himself
some muscle on?
that he needed an excuse to get off the couch.
Yes. He needed an excuse to get off the couch, to basically get back in shape. So what does he do? He takes that and gets in worse shape.
He doesn't get in worse shape. He just didn't get in better shape.
He looked worse than ever. Like, worse than ever. And honestly, in all those...
What did you guys expect? He was just looking for a couple extra bucks and something to fill his time.
Well, I expected him to get knocked out because I picked Jake Paul. I expected that to happen. But I wanted him to at least last. At least hang in there. And not, take any silly chances or walk into a punch or
I would have done the same fucking thing if I was Ben.
So you would have taken everything that you worked for your whole life.
It's not everything
Championships,
he worked for.
titles,
like
the whole deal.
If he was still an active fighter, then it's everything he worked for on the line. He was done. He literally was completely done, had other endeavors, and was just looking for something to fill his time and give him a little extra cash. It's not everything he worked for. It's not like he just fucking abandoned everything he worked for. No, he retired. He sealed that part of his life. That is encased in a huge trophy shelf.
What is everyone going to talk about with Ben Askren? Not only the knee.
Well, now it's the Jake Paul thing because it's the most recent thing.
And what was before that?
But if Ben Askren comes across another endeavor, which I'm sure he will, and I'm sure he's going to take it, they're going to be talking about that.
At what point do you learn from your mistakes?
There's not a mistake.
The Jorge Masvidal situation, right?
Oh, God.
He embarrassed himself, right? He completely embarrassed himself. He got baptized, right? So you learn from your mistakes here. But he's like, well, there's a price. $1 million? If I can get $1 million on this deal,
yeah, I would.
I'll take the risk. But here's the deal. At least Jorge Masvidal is an established MMA fighter. He got knocked out in the first round by a YouTuber. No one is going to remember that he was a champion. No,
I remember that he's a champion and an Olympic wrestler.
Is that what you're going to care about, though? Down the road, 10 years down the road?
I don't give a fuck that
what
he
are you
got
going to
knocked
talk
out
about?
by Jake Paul.
You're going to talk about the fucking knee to the face?
Did you expect a wrestler to knock out Jake Paul?
You did.
No, I said he was going to win. I didn't say he was going to knock him out.
You expected him to win.
I did expect him to win.
Okay, so him getting embarrassed in the first round, that doesn't leave you to believe. You expected this man to win.
Yeah.
So you
I
were
had high
not
hopes for him.
Yes, you had high hopes, and now you are not let down by this?
No, because I know realistically that he probably stood no fucking chance against Jake Paul.
All of these sacrifices that this man made, wrestling his whole life, wearing those silly little ear pads when he's wrestling, Jess. You know when they wear those little silly ear pads, those little Princess Leia earmuffs? You know, here he is, going through it. Tournaments.
You're just looking for
fucking traveling all over the world. And here he is, knocked out by a YouTuber for $1 million. I hope he invests. He's a smart man when it comes to his investments. He's got the Bitcoin, the whole deal. He's fine. Yes. But he does have to live with this. Every day he goes into his wrestling class and they're all going to be making fun of him that he got knocked out not only by Jorge Masvidal, but at least he's a fighter. He got knocked out by a YouTuber. I'm telling you right now, watching those interviews with Ben Askren, the dude is not fucking happy. He doesn't even want to mention Jake Paul's name. He is furious because he's a competitor. And this is eating him up. If he is smiling in certain situations, do not let that fool you. Inside, this man is a competitor. He's an athlete. He's a champion. And to get knocked out by a YouTuber, trust me, it's eating him alive.
It's not eating him alive.
It is eating this man alive. You know why? If anyone out there was ever a competitor in their life, they would understand this. I was a very good competitor.
Yeah?
Oh, the best of the best, Jesse. An athlete, a specimen.
Tell me more.
I was so good. I was so good that I tried out for the basketball team in high school. My shorts got stolen, and I couldn't even try out, Jesse.
Yeah. You were so good.
I was so good that when I played hockey, I fucking fell. I broke my collarbone. I missed the whole fucking season. I played in the championship game and got into a fight. The game is over. So good, Jesse.
You were so good that you were put in baseball and chose not to play.
I was so good in baseball. I was in the outfield. There was 4 outfielders because I was so bad. They put 4 of them out there, Jesse. And when I was up to bat, they said Betty Crocker makes a better batter. Very competitive athlete I was, Jess. I was in judo, Jesse. I was a judo champion.
Belt?
Oh, yes. I was a A white belt. I got whooped in both of my fights in the tournament, and that was that.
Yeah.
I was a competitor, Jesse.
Yeah.
This is the person that takes the $1 million fight. This guy.
I'd love to see you take the $1 million.
This guy takes the $1 million fight.
Please do.
Not a guy that's a real champion, a
All right.
real athlete, an established
Mystic Moss
man.
versus Jake Paul. Boxing. Let's make it happen.
516-522-0267. Give me a call.
Make it happen, Oscar.
I should fight
chat.
Oscar De La Hoya.
Triller is the ECW of fight entertainment.
Trill is the ECW of fight entertainment. I tell you what, though, is it really? Because it's making more money than the UFC. Think about this. Does ECW do better than WWE? No. Triller is going to be making more money than UFC. The UFC has to stop the bleeding immediately.
Call from
Sonosi.
Hello, Sonosi.
Hello.
How you doing, buddy?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Nice.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Discussion over with, and then I'll talk about UFC because, oh my God, I've been hearing too much boxing tonight.
Okay.
One, I still think it's a dive. Even if it isn't, I understand, need the money quick. Thing though I really want to mention though is, holy shit, you got the fact that they made 1.4 million. I think that's what. I think UFC only has like a 5 events in history that got over $1 million like that.
Pay-per-view buys. Let's look at it. I'll pull them up right now.
And I'm pretty certain all of those are McGregor's.
That's right. The champ. Hold on, I'm gonna pull them up now. But continue your point as I pull it up for you.
Oh, I got not much to complain. I don't blame the main. They did a gimmick, got money. But no, the main thing I wanted to say though is, holy shit, on that Saturday night for that main event night.
Are you on your cell phone or something? It's cutting it. This is problematic right now.
It's on my cell right now.
Okay. Sounds like you're eating it right now. So I'm looking at the pay-per-view buys, and yeah, Mayweather versus Cotto doesn't count, right? So we have Poirier McGregor 2, which is 1,600. Diaz McGregor 2, 1,600. And Habib. So you got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so if this is 1,400,000.
I mean, McGregor Cerrone could easily compare because 1,353,000 is like right
it's
there.
Close, but it's not there, right? If it is 1.4 million, you have only 3 UFC events, all McGregor, of course. 3 UFC events with more pay-per-view buys than Triller. It's crazy. It's crazy.
You know what fight would be awesome? Just to get get out of the way. Let him fight his brother.
Yeah, he squashed it already though. Which is unfortunate.
But money's money.
Yeah. Now he's at the point where he can basically fight anybody and make, he's got to fight the right person, of course. But I think that, I honestly, I don't think he has to fight him anymore. I think he's got so many options, like so many people are chomping at the bit to get in there with him that he can make. I mean, if he's making with Ben, think about this. If him and Ben Askren make 1.4, what would he make with Conor? Like if Conor actually says, fuck it, let's go for this. Could you fucking imagine?
It'll make more than Mayweather, probably.
It'd be nuts.
Possibly. Well, actually, it won't make more than Mayweather, but it'll come close.
Yeah, it'd be nuts. And this is with an event that was super easy to get. You go on YouTube. Did you buy the event?
Yeah. You know what, though? I'll say there's one thing I was surprised about the event. Frank Mir was not too bad.
I mean, all things considered, right? He was 70 pounds over. He's not traditionally a boxer. It's his first ever pro fight as a boxer. Yeah, all things considered, yeah. But he fought a 44-year-old guy that clearly won. So
yeah.
But did you buy this event?
Oh, hell no.
No, okay. So now think about this. You and a lot of people did not even buy this thing, right? It was super easy to get online. There was a million different ways. You can go on YouTube, boom, it's there. So could you imagine if they cracked down on this pirating, right? Could you imagine if this makes 1.4 million? What the hell would this make if it was tough to pirate this thing?
If it was very tough, it'd probably make. I'm not gonna say double its money, but it'll probably make close to $2 million, probably.
Yeah, because people want to see
If you want
this.
it based on popularity.
Yeah.
More casuals would watch this than MMA. And I hate saying that
Yep.
with all my soul.
Well, they're smart. They got the concerts and the girls shaking their ass and they're throwing their pussy in the camera and stuff. You know, the Biebs is there and all that shit. So they're getting a little bit of everything there. It's a smart move.
Oh, you know what would be a very controversial thing? You would never see it happen, but it'd be a mind fuck. Habib.
Nah.
Yeah, you know it's crazy.
That's why I said a mind fuck for a reason. It would never happen.
Yeah, it would never happen. But here's the thing with Habib. There was a moment where Habib and Mayweather were trying to put something together.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, though, because Khabib's boxing is not great.
It's not, but he's got a good jab. He does have a pretty good jab.
He's got, what, one?
That's all he's got.
One level of ammunition. It's not going to do anything.
That's all he's got, but it's damn
and
good.
I love Khabib. I would say I'm the kind of person who would say Khabib would win anything, but if you put Khabib in a boxing match, there's just no chance for the
Khabib
guy.
dropped Conor with that jab, Jesse. That thing's very powerful. Right, Conor?
Actually, you just brought up another point, though. You just said that Khabib only has that. Guess who else only has one weapon, too? Woodley.
Yeah, just he's swinging for the fences.
You know, I guess you could say the same thing about Deontay Wilder as well, because Wilder's not a very good boxer, but he's got that one level of ammunition, which is that right hook.
In boxing, that's pretty much all you need. That's all Jake has, right? Jake has that combination that he throws every time, and it seems to work. To the body.
Jake is young as fuck, though, right now, too. So that helps him.
Yeah.
He's in shape. Someone like Woodley, who's running out of shape, who lost to a school teacher, which I'll always make that joke. I'm sorry, Woodley might have a puncher's chance, but I think Woodley would lose.
Maybe
but he
I'm
definitely
crazy.
would not jive no matter what. He has too much pride. There was 100% he would never do that. The chances of him getting knocked out, I would say are low, but not non-existent.
But maybe I'm crazy. What if Woodley pulls it together here, right? He does have power. And if he worked on Jake's body, right? Making Jake drop in his hands and it hits him with one of those wild hooks or some shit like that. I mean, or an uppercut or something. I think Woodley can drop Jake.
I agree.
We don't know about Jake's conditioning and how he could handle body shots. We haven't seen him take really much body blows, so
we haven't even really seen him take many shots to the head, in fairness. So I kind of agree with Moss. I think Woodley could clip him.
Yeah, I don't think Jake wants that smoke. I really don't. Like Nate Robinson, Ben Askren. Those guys do not hit like Woodley. They don't even hit close to as hard as what Woodley hits. You know? So, I mean, and Woodley could take a goddamn punch, man. It's not like he can't. That dude actually could.
But we did see in his most recent fight that he can also get caught if he's not careful.
But he doesn't get knocked out unless what was in Strike Force.
Wobbled.
But he has taken beatings. And this is what I'm saying. If you're throwing elbows at him, yeah. If you're grounding and pounding, yeah. But when on the feet, do you see it? Besides in Strike, what was the fight in Strike Force where he got knocked out?
The fight that he just had.
That was Colby Covington, right?
No.
His rib.
No. Can you please go to Woodley's Topology?
You're talking about Luque.
Luque, thank you.
But
Luque.
he got submitted.
No, but when they were on the feet and they were exchanging combinations on the feet, Luque really got him.
Who got super wobbled in that fight? Luque got cracked.
They both did.
Yeah, and then what happened?
Go back and watch that fight. They both got really wobbled.
You're talking about an MMA fight. That was a straight up MMA fight. That's not a boxing.
They were using striking.
When have you seen Tyron Woodley, when they're just trading hands, get like super duper hurt besides that strike?
The Luque fight. I promise. Go back and watch. I swear to God. Go back and watch. And Woodley got wobbled from strikes by Luque. Yes, Luque got wobbled as well.
Woodley really wobbled. I can't fucking talk now.
Really wobbled.
Really wobbled.
Luque.
Really wobbled Luque. Why can't I fucking talk?
They both got wobbled, but Woodley did get clipped pretty hard by Luque.
Yeah, but he didn't. What I'm saying here, that's
and he was falling back into the cage.
This is 4-ounce gloves here, and he's still not getting knocked out.
That's your difference.
Yeah,
it's the 4-ounce gloves.
Not to change the subject real quick, but with the whole boxing thing, there's another reason why I think some people think the whole Ben thing was odd. Look what the beating he took from Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, guys, what are we talking about here? Woodley was choked out. It was a Darce choke, and then it was a rib injury. Those are the finishes.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about him being submitted. I'm talking about when they were exchanging on the feet.
So what are you telling me? How is Jake Paul going to beat him?
No, I didn't say Jake Paul was going to beat him.
Okay, so what are we arguing about?
No, I said the only thing he has to be careful of is we've seen, based on the Luque fight, in my opinion, that Woodley can get clipped.
The only thing Woodley has to be careful of is getting tired. That's it.
I think he can get wobbled at least.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, Sanosa.
Anyway,
these refs are.
Just one last thing I want to mention before I head off. What did you guys think of that whole Whittaker Gastelum fight? now that you've had time to digest it.
It's great. Listen, I'm actually not surprised. I picked Whittaker by decision. I thought he was going to own Kelvin. The only thing. Actually, there was really nothing about it that really shocked me. Kelvin cracked him with a couple of shots. Didn't really look good. And then again, Kelvin came in on short notice too, so you can't really completely crucify Gastelum. But I think Whittaker deserves a title shot, a rematch. What do you think, Jess?
Yeah, I think he deserves a rematch for sure.
I think they might try to shoehorn Vettori potentially. There's always there's talks of that. I don't think it's right, but Vettori, they make arguments about him. Wait, he hasn't fought him in a very long time.
You're saying they would throw Vettori at Izzy before Whittaker gets the rematch?
Whittaker should get the rematch, but I've been hearing that Vettori might be a potential one too.
Oh, well, yeah, Vittori's been lobbying for it, but honestly, if we're gonna go with what makes sense, I would argue that Whittaker rematch makes sense, and then if Vettori wins his next fight, say against COSTA, then throw him against the winner of Izzy Whittaker, or at least a replacement of Izzy Whittaker.
I mean, there's always a chance that he could be used as a substitute.
Yeah.
If Whittaker, God forbid, gets injured.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would make sense. Whittaker's the guy, though. Yeah, they have to make that happen again. Yeah. I think it totally makes the most sense.
All right. Well, that's all I have. You guys have a good one.
You too, Sonosi. Thank you. That's Sonosi calling in. A lot of debates here. So let me ask the chat here. I'm curious here. I don't want to ignore you guys. Tyron Woodley, I mean, the more I think about it, I think Tyron beats Jake Paul in a boxing match.
Yeah, I agree.
I honestly think that Tyron could fuck up Jake Paul. And I don't think Jake Paul wants any of this smoke at all. Like I said, I can't think of other. What was the fight? Let me go to it. Where is it? Where is it? Mark Hart, this fight. Have you ever seen this fight, Jess?
I did not, no.
Tyron Woodley got the shit kicked out of him. But if you notice something, there was elbows involved in this too.
Yeah, I just saw punches and elbows.
Watch this. This is the one fight where Tyron took the worst beating of his life in this fight. Crazy stuff. He legit he caught a beating in that fight. Mark Hart's a big fucking boy. But if you want to talk about a guy that could take some punishment, Tyron Woodley can take it. It's not like he can't. He can take some punishment here. Let's see what the chat says. I'm curious. What do you think? If Tyron Woodley does link up with Jake Paul, who would win that fight?
Taco Server says Jake Paul versus Mike Perry. Uncle Yash says Vettori should fight Derek Brunson. Robbie says Tyron needs the cocaine. Shroom Grizzly says Chandler and New. Big Grizz says here we go. Back to fight commentary. Uncle Boss says Nate the Great. Uncle Yash says Nate KO'd Woodley with an uppercut. What? Nate KO'd Woodley with an uppercut. Oh, Moss says that was the final shot. Let's see. Kanoda says, how is that even hard to call? Tyron would kill Paul in a boxing fight. He fought all his life versus a YouTuber. Because he says, USSR baby. Uncle Yash says, if I remember correctly, Scott Shendel says Woodley KO on Koshek is one of my favorites ever. Kanoda says, I can't believe we are talking about this. I'm legit disappointed in you all. Yeah. Well, that's where we are in the world of combat sports now. But you know what? Like Ma said, it's cringy that we're talking about it, but we're interested, you know? And I think a lot of the MMA community can argue the same. You know, it is cringy, but he's doing something right because everyone's talking about it.
All right, so sorry, I had to take a piss. You ever have the conversation, hey, what would win? A lion or a bear? You ever have that conversation? You ever have that conversation, Jess?
No, but I would love to have this conversation.
Ever like debate with people, like these weird debates? Hey, what would win in a fight? Like an ant versus a fucking, I don't know, think of another bug, a fly.
Or a scorpion and a tarantula.
A scorpion versus a tarantula. What would win in a fight? That is what's happening here. I think the people that don't understand like this conversation, this craziness with Jake Paul, that's the thing. It's taking two completely different things and throwing them at each other and saying, hey, what will win? If you think about this, the UFC did this early, right? They would say, okay, let's take a fucking jiu-jitsu guy and fight a karate guy and throw him in a cage. It's kind of like, like we're resetting here. Okay, can this YouTube guy beat this MMA wrestler? That's what we're doing here. And I think the people that don't understand it, that's probably the best analogy I can give you. Let's see the bear fight the lion. See what happens. Throw them in there. Let's see what happens. It's in our nature to watch things fight. the curiosity of two fucking things. Now you throw a circus around it, we get even more excited about this
I
shit.
think you're making Kainoto mad.
He's always bad. He needs anger management.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I remember just 2 years ago all those rednecks thought Ben Askren would be the guy to beat Habib lol.
Oh, yeah, that was conversation.
Who said that?
No, there was conversation when Ben came into the UFC, yeah.
I don't remember us having a conversation about him beating Khabib, though.
So Ben Askren was crushing watermelons. You remember that time?
Yeah, I remember. I remember when he came in and all that. I just don't remember a conversation about him beating Khabib.
Well, how about Karen Fritz? You remember Karen Fritz subscribing? Thank you, Karen, for the sub.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Everyone hit the like button right now. We still have 225 watching on a Monday night, and yes, it's a hot topic. We have Whittaker and Gastelum. We have 3 title fights this weekend. We'll get into it more in the week when it comes up to that fight, but the main story is Askren versus
wonderful.
Jake Paul. It's a crazy world.
In MMA, a flying kick all it takes. In boxing, they have the feints, jabs, overhand, etc. MMA guys use everything. Well-rounded fighters. Circus boxing not fair lol. If Paul fights a boxer, he gets knocked out.
Yeah. We would have to all agree on that, right?
I agree.
Yeah. He's got to fight like an amateur boxer or some shit like that. He probably lose to them.
Kainoto's talking about he's like, oh, I'm gonna leave because we're talking about this and Jake Paul's not an athlete and blah blah blah. But you have to remember, these calls that are coming in, we're just fielding them. People could talk about Whittaker versus Gastelum, but they're choosing to talk about Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. It's not like the whole show is just wrapped around Paul versus Askren. People are choosing to talk about this, so that should tell you that this isn't like what your opinion is on whether or not Jake Paul's an actual athlete. Like, people just want to fucking talk about the fact that MMA is mixing with boxing and they're fighting a YouTuber.
I think my analogy was perfect. People want to see a circus. People want to see if the lion can beat the bear, if the shark, if you throw a hippo in the water against a shark, what's gonna win? Like, I don't know. Like, people want to just see ridiculous stuff here. Jake Paul, should not be a professional boxer. He should be an amateur. How do you go straight from nothing to a pro, right? Conor did it, but he was at least a fighter. So, I mean, even him going against Mayweather is just insane. It just doesn't make any sense, right? Jake Paul, who is a straight-up YouTuber, is fighting an NBA player and now fighting a fucking wrestler. Yes, he's an MMA fighter, but let's be honest, he's a fucking wrestler. He's a one-trick pony. Mm-hmm. To say now Jake Paul's a professional boxer is asinine. I'm with you on that. But here we go. All we want to know is, under this rule set, who would win? That seems to be what everyone cares about.
I would win against Jake Paul, Moss.
You would beat Jake Paul?
Yeah, I would. I think I would.
Let's open up the phone lines, 516-522-0267. The stage is yours. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we're here. Call the show, and let's get this party rolling here. We got 53 minutes left in the show. Are you team MMA or team boxing? In the chat, let me know. Maybe we have some boxing people here. I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, give us a ring, and let's chat.
Call from
Billy.
Billy.
Hey, Billy.
You want to know what's crazy is Jake Paul, they're saying, the only reason that pay-per-view with Tyson and Jones did that many buys is because they were the headliners. Jake Paul had nothing to do with that. Now Jake Paul headlines, and he got 1.5 million pay-per-view buys at $50 a pop. And you're talking about, that's not even including all the people who illegally streamed it like me. That's pretty crazy to think. This dude's got 3 fights, and he's selling 1.5 million pay-per-view buys. I mean, that's Conor McGregor numbers right there.
It's nuts.
You got to think, I mean, you thinking in the future, this dude might be the biggest draw in all the combat sports. If they stick him in there with give him the right dance partner, this dude could sell 3, 4, 5 million pay-per-view buys if they give him the right dance partner. I mean, Ben Askren did a good job selling it, but it's not like he's some megastar. He was some wrestler. But, I mean, think of somebody that they could stick him in there with. Like him versus Conor McGregor, that's blockbuster. I mean, it's a circus, but that is blockbuster. Now, ponder on that.
Okay, there we go. Got Kevin jumping back in here. And let me know what you guys think about that. It's not wrong. Jake Paul decides to headline this one without Tyson or Roy Jones Jr. and just kills it. Could you imagine if Jake Paul keeps on fighting these guys that he should beat and beats these guys, and as he's doing this, his skills start to develop a little bit more, starts to get a little bit better, starts proving that he might actually be an athlete, and then he starts competing against actual boxers, lower level boxers, right? Maybe some sort of celebrity status to him in maybe social media, or maybe there are boxers that have some sort of big pull on social, and he starts beating those guys. Then he starts beating some real boxers. And then Jake Paul winds up being a fucking mega superstar boxer. Like an actual...
Get out of here.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying, hypothetically speaking, it's something that it's like our greatest fear. None of us want this to happen.
But it could happen.
None of us want Jake Paul to succeed in any way. Right? None of us want this. Yet, he has the opportunity and the possibility to actually prove that he might even be a good boxer.
Yeah.
And that is scary. Because if he's making these numbers now, and he keeps on playing this game right, and his skill set does develop and does get better, oh, we are fucked. What is he, 25 years old?
24, I believe.
We are fucked. So what happens here with Jake Paul? A lot of people are not happy about this. They don't want to see Jake Paul succeed. But what if he actually is a decent boxer? I mean, he could throw a punch. We can all agree on that, right? Can the guy not throw a punch?
Mm-hmm.
Call from
Anonymous.
To accept, press 1. To send a...
Hello, Anonymous.
Hey, how you doing, JB? JBH and Moss?
How you doing?
Wonderful.
Pretty good. I just have some middleweight predictions for y'all.
Okay.
All right. Obviously, we need Whittaker versus Adesanya. That is definitely the title fight to make. And I think we should see Till versus Brunson.
Till versus Brunson.
Well, yeah, Darren Till just posted something today.
Very interesting. I actually like
hysterical.
it. But I feel, God, I love Till so much, but I actually think Brunson might take the win on this one.
Darren Till's post today was hysterical.
I agree.
You think who? Brunson takes it?
Yeah, I hate saying it because I love Till. I love him.
Just gotta take him down. That's it. Just take him down and just lay on him. Done. Brunson wins.
Marvin Vettori versus Paulo Costa is also a good matchup.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. A hundo. I'm 100% with you. I think that is the next fight for Vettori, for sure.
All right, that's it. Have a good night, y'all.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, I like that. Quick and to the point. Let's go to the UFC rankings. Yeah, those are the two. I'm with you. Till versus Brunson, I'm scared, though. I mean, Till has been mouthing off. Till's takedown defense is fairly decent, right? I mean, he can kind of stop a takedown. Do you think Till has a chance? I mean, everyone has a chance, right?
It hurts me to say. I love him so much.
I think Brunson wins,
But,
yeah.
Yeah, I think Brunson would win.
Till versus Holland.
That's stupid.
No, it's not. What are you kidding me? Both guys that can fight at welterweight?
Call from
But why, aka Oscar De La Hoya?
To accept, press 1. To send a voice...
Hey, but why, aka Oscar De La Hoya?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Wonderful. What's
up?
Before I make my statement, or should I say my offer, I want to give a shout out to all lovely MMA-Holes in the chat and to Baby Ellie. Shout out.
Aww.
On a more serious note, sorry. I'm here to make an offer. Oscar De La Hoya calling you out. I saw him. I've gone corporate, Moss. I've gone corporate.
You have what?
I've gone corporate.
You going corporate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Due to my multiple successful business ventures, I'm finally gonna put my money where my mouth is, and I'm calling Oscar out. I want him fishing it. I want him in the sheets, in the bedroom. I want him 8 rounds. I don't think he can go the distance.
No, so you're looking to outbox him, or are you going to knock him out?
I don't think.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What did you say?
How are you looking to defeat Oscar De La Hoya? You have any predictions if he does take your offer?
Well, it's gonna be quite the rumble in the jungle. You know what I mean?
Are you eating?
I can't really give away my game plan, but all I can say is, I mean, we can be friends after this. I've seen what Triller's been putting on.
Uh-huh.
It's amazing. Ass in the face. You know, we can get we can get Octagon in there. They don't own the right to the Octagon. I don't know if they do. See, but we can put a pole in the middle. In between rounds, that bitch springs up. Oscar comes out in the fishnets.
Okay, that sounds pretty hot.
Oh, I love it. This is great.
All right, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. All right, we'll send this info.
Sounds good. That sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Triller would be all over this.
Yeah, I mean, me and him have history. I saw him looking at me through the TV. I know he was looking at me. I know he knew I was watching.
So you're saying when he was looking into the camera, he was actually looking at you? All right, but why you kill me now? All right, thank you for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Oh goodness.
But why is a good guy? Was he eating something or was his phone cutting? What was going on there?
I don't know, Moss.
Would you like to see that fight?
Yeah, let's see.
Why not?
Why don't we set it up?
Fishnets, the whole deal, the fucking pole in the middle. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. The one's in the chat if you'd like to see that fight go down. But why versus Oscar De La Hoya?
516-522-0267. Also, don't forget you said you were gonna give Sean.
Oh yeah. Let's give Sean. I'll open it up while this is going here.
All right. Jeremiah says Triller had a bunch of gay chit in it. Holy Fox says #Dana pays Snoop. Ravi says Snoop super duper high. John James says he was doing a bump. Actually, before you continue, let me just. Sometimes Moss likes to play around with the windows during calls, and then
I do that, right?
Why?
So I could get to this shit.
Oh, gotcha. I just need to see more. Oscar would take him up on it. Let's see. John James says meh. And the chat is like, is it doing that thing again?
What's that?
Where it's like, it freezes and then all of them
No,
load
it's
up.
Monday night, man. I think
freezes.
everyone's like in their bed, just like kind of sleeping, just chilling, just enjoying the show. Do me a favor, if you're watching this right now in the chat, live chat, just drop a bunch of ones in there. We want to know if you're still awake. They might have fell asleep, I've fallen asleep. I fell asleep during Bro Plata today. I had them on for a brief second. No, but I mean, listen, it happens. People fall asleep during shows. They probably fall asleep right now to us.
Martin Unreal says pee pee poo poo. Batman says eating D. Uncle Mike says Joker ever danced with the devil on the pale moonlight. Here come all the ones.
Okay,
Craig,
they're awake.
Valvetter, Phillips, Slotify, the Joker, Trent, Batman, What Again, Art Dave, JG, Big Grizz, Joe B, Uncle Mike says we're having sex.
Oh, see, yeah, they're all having sex in the chat. That's what's happening. All right, the number is 516.
I just like envision.
All right, let's get Sean Hart on the phone over here. We have some news stories too. 43 minutes left in this thing. If Sean's still in the chat, have you seen him in the chat over there?
I think so.
All right, we'll try to give him a quick call on the old Discord. Okay.
But Sean, you have to go to your DMs on Discord and click join call. That's how you accept it.
See if we can get Sean on here.
It's not just gonna like ring on your phone. You just
He's got to go online.
Yeah, you just go to your Discord DMs and it'll show like a little call there. You just click join call.
All right, we'll get Sean from Australia on the lines.
Till survived Kelvin's takedowns. So Till versus Kevin Holland. Oh, there he is.
Hey, Sean.
Do 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 do.
All right, let's see if we can get him on.
Hello. There he is.
Yes.
How are you?
How's it going, Sean?
Wonderful.
Yes, very good. Wonderful.
Nice.
First wanted to say fuck Triller, because that was just a joke. It's an embarrassment for all boxing sports altogether. And, I was wondering what you think about Whittaker's skill level now compared to when he was previously champ. Do you think it's a lot better or similar to where he was?
Yeah, you got to be pretty pumped up, huh? Bobby Knuckles back in the game.
100%, man.
I think.
So what do you reckon? He's looking better or
yeah,
still the same?
A lot of people are saying this is the best he's ever looked, this and that. He's always looked good. He's just had injuries and a lot of things going on. I always think he had this in him.
But I think people said that because he had like all that mental health stuff going on and like weird stuff, So I think that's what they meant. Like he looks clearer, more focused, and more ready.
I like his chances.
Another thing, do you think Izzy's going to duck Whittaker and go for Vittori or something like that, or do you reckon he's just going to go for the pressure and take the fight that's deserved?
Let me look at the rankings here. Let me see if there's something. I mean, there's really nothing. Everyone has fought Izzy, so
Izzy
everything's
really
a rematch.
Izzy really has no excuse to duck Whittaker because he knows he can.
Yeah. I'm not saying because he's scared, but like he can at least guarantee one more win if you fight someone like Vittori first.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second.
In my opinion, I reckon he'll get Vettori for sure if he fought him. But if he wants to hold that belt, one more time longer, he'd have to fight someone like Vettori, I think.
That was, by the way, that was really weird. We went onto the UFC website and they force fed us an ad for
No,
their
there's
Twitch
a close
channel.
button in the top right. I was
No.
just gonna try and point to.
Wait, no, you're missing what I'm saying. Like when you go to their website,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna do it again, but yeah, it just force feeds you their Twitch. So even the UFC is
Okay.
trying to capitalize on their fucking Twitch channel and YouTube and all that stuff with Jens Pulver and the whole deal. It's interesting. Anyway, I'm sorry. It was just a little side note.
That's all right. Yeah.
So
with Vettori for his next fight, who do you think he'll be fighting if he doesn't get his shot at
Yeah, I like Costa
what's his
too.
name? Is he?
The Costa, before the call said it, we said it earlier in the show, Costa versus Vettori is the only thing that makes sense. I do like the Till versus Brunson fight. Cannonier's kind of in limbo.
Yeah, what happens to Canada?
Yeah.
But he doesn't deserve a title shot. Whittaker's the guy. No question about it.
Yeah. And what else was I about to say? Hang on a second.
Did you take notes?
Sorry?
Did you take notes?
Yeah, I had a few notes written down, but I
See?
think I've got a
Professional.
few other calls went over the same points as I was going to do as well.
Gotcha.
But how long's Darren Till going to be out for? Do you know?
I don't know. What
well-
is he got, his collarbone? Was that what it was?
Hold on,
Yeah,
let me check.
collarbone, yeah.
I'll check. Hold on.
If it's a collarbone and I don't know, if it's like mine, it takes forever. Mine never healed right, but if
Yeah.
it's like a clean, like or a fracture or something like that, I don't know if it's really that long of a recovery. Let me see.
And you notice that Whittaker was trying to call for the fight to be down, in Australia and New Zealand again as well, because a lot of the things are open down here now.
Yeah.
Full crowds at stadiums and all that again.
It would be great if it was over there, but I got to be honest with you. If I'm a Robert Whittaker fan, I want him to fight in the same spot, in like the Apex or some shit like that, because
Yeah.
I don't know, less room for Izzy to run and play that game, and also I think in his homeland, I think those nerves on top of everything got to him. I really do believe. I think the moment was just too big for him.
And
His
time out of the cage as well. I think, like a lot of people are saying, he took the Gastelum approach and just went in for the kill rather than being patient like he's been in the last 3 fights.
Yeah, I would want everything different from the first time. If I was Robert Whittaker, I would want nothing the same.
Yeah.
Just to
No,
clear
he
my
has
head.
to take his time and just sure he's got to take it easy and just pick him apart if he can, because everyone knows how good Izzy is with his counter hits and how precise he is. So he's got to stick a move sort of thing, like he done with Cannonier and Darren Till, and same with Gastelum. He dictated all 3 of them fights and he came out on top. There was no knockouts, which would have been nice, but clearly won all 3 of them.
Yeah, it was pretty dominating.
Yeah.
It's a good performance.
Yeah, it was a good fight, man.
Your boy did good, man. Your boy did good.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for taking the call. I'm calling me.
All right, Sean.
Okay,
Talk to you later.
Take it easy, Jesse. Take it easy, Chris.
Bye, Sean.
Look at that, straight from Australia, Jesse. Just
I feel
like
like
that.
Australians always sound so nice,
Yeah, good people.
Like
Aussies are awesome, man. Seriously, I would love to go to. I got to drug myself and get on a plane and go to Australia. I would love to fucking go. Some of the coolest. Any other Australians in the chat?
I made a bet with my brother when we both graduated high school that I would be the first to make it to Australia, and he beat me
He beat you.
because this motherfucker went and joined the Marine Corps because he knew he could travel the world.
What a fucking ass.
Wonderful,
That's
wonderful.
Mr. Sean Hart.
That caller was scared NGL. Also can Joker caller on Discord as well, like Sean the boss man.
If you're
Joker.
Yeah, if you're in our Discord, Joker, where are you from? Are you from the States? If you're from the States, you can call in.
Yeah, 516-522-0267.
Yeah, call in this number if you're from out of the country and you're a patron. By the way, shout out to our patrons, man. Seriously, we cannot thank you guys enough for supporting us. If you'd like to support us, the link in the description. All right, here we go. We got this.
Call from.
Whoa, man.
To accept, press 1.
He
To
just woke
send a
up, he said.
voicemail.
My God, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right.
I woke up about 5 minutes ago. I'm glad to see I still got some time to call in.
Yeah, wow. That's the first thing you think about, huh, man? You get up right to the combat sports.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite things to do on a Monday. So you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, good morning.
But yeah, no. I just wanted to gloss over these topics. Ben Askren, Jake Paul. Look, the kid shocked me a little. He shocked me. I mean, this happens at least once a stream, but
yeah, it's crazy. This is our second time.
Got it.
I think we got
Seems like you got it under control.
It's crazy.
Back up.
You got the behind the scenes of us shutting down. We're back up. Sorry about that, guys. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, you know, I could see how people think it's scripted, how he got dropped by one punch and he gets up immediately, but the ref still stops the fight. Look, I don't think Askren would, you know, ruin his legacy, which, I mean, he didn't ruin his legacy. He's still the former Bellator champion, former 1FC champion, but to the casuals, they're gonna, you know, when they hear Ben Askren, they're gonna say, "Oh, that dude that got knocked out by Masvidal and Jake Paul." So I don't think he would willingly ruin his legacy for just a little bit of extra bread, if you know what I mean. And as far as people calling it an early stoppage, I mean, you do have a point. He got up right away, and the referee said walk forward, but I was paying closely. After the fight ended, I watched the fight a few more times, and when that referee said walk forward, he wobbled a little bit. And look, even if he got up, I thought the outcome was going to be worse. I thought he would have been totally knocked out if the ref let it go on. You know,
It was a good stoppage. I mean, I don't think in MMA I like to see things go a little bit longer, but in this situation here, this is boxing. This is a guy that's a wrestler that really had no business being in there with Jake Paul. Jake Paul was way more skilled when it came to this type of combat. And Ben Askren just got fucking clobbered. Yeah. And who wants to see him get flatlined? Like, I mean, that's what would have happened.
Yeah, and it is a little bit weird how he's leaving the event laughing with his wife. I mean, they're probably just thinking about the money, but still, look, I had Jake Paul via decision. I think I underestimated his power a little bit. He's got a nice right hand, I'll give him that. But look, I had Jake via decision all day. You know, I'm not going to pick the worst UFC striker, one of the worst MMA strikers to win in a boxing fight. And you can call the guy a YouTuber, you could say you hate him, and mostly everyone hates him. But he's got boxing fundamentals. I'm not saying he's a future champion or nothing. If you put him against a real boxer, he'll probably lose. But he can beat up these guys like Ben Askren all day. And I was watching DC and HELWANI earlier today, and I guess I kind of agree with ARIEL HELWANI. It wasn't rigged, but the way they put Ben Askren against Paul, it was rigged. Guys, you know, on the wrong side of 35. Hip surgery, you know, worst striker. It's and you know who they're probably gonna give Jake Paul next? BJ Penn. I saw him called out on Twitter, and that seems like the right guy. Or who knows? Maybe he'll fight some famous soccer player next. I guess, you know.
Yeah, BJ Penn is someone. What about this? I just thought about this. What about Anderson Silva?
Anderson Silva's fighting Chavez, and I think that'd be too much of a risk.
Imagine. I mean, it's something that's interesting, right? Anderson Silva, a 185er, you know?
It is interesting, but I think Silva would beat him.
Should. Well, we'll see how he does against Chavez, but that's interesting. That's something else there. But Jake wouldn't take it because he wants to take smaller guys. It seems like that's his thing right now, at this moment at least, until he sharpens it up. What about your boy Tyron Woodley? We were speaking about him earlier. Do you think Tyron Woodley would be a bad matchup for Jake Paul?
You know, Tyron Woodley, he's on the wrong side of 35, I believe, and he's on a 4-fight losing streak. But I think Woodley would savagely knock out Paul. And you saw Ben Askren; he landed a little counter earlier in the fight. Guess what? If Woodley slips and rips and he lands one of his nasty overhand rights, the overhand right he landed on Robbie Lawler, the overhand right he landed on Darren Till, you're going to sleep, buddy. So I think I'd have to choose Woodley by knockout there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm with you. I think Woodley will get the job done, and I think Jake Paul will dodge Tyron Woodley as well.
Yep, and I just wanted to gloss over this upcoming card a little bit. Actually, I wanted to talk about last weekend a little bit also. I mean, Robert Whittaker, great performance. I didn't see the whole fight because I had to watch the trailer a little bit, which I regret. All the concerts they got, just get to the fights, Jesus Christ. But look, beautiful performance by Robert Whittaker. That jab, that head kick, signature head kick, you guys saw it, or maybe you didn't. Beautiful performance. This is not the same man that fought Adesanya. This is not the same man that fought Adesanya. Look, I'm probably still taking Adesanya in the rematch, but don't be surprised if Whittaker catches him with the head kick or something, because and I know a few people are calling for Whittaker victory. Come on, just give Whittaker the title shot. He deserves it. It's about time.
Yeah, he's the guy. No doubt.
Yeah. And the Pitbull, Arlovsky, showing he's still got it in him. Abdul Razak Al Hassan loses again to Malkoun. It's time for this guy to retire, you know.
Oh, no, retire!
No, it's Chris. It's time for this guy to retire. He loses again. I believe this is like his third straight loss.
Yeah, he hasn't looked good.
Coming back from those rape accusations, you know, it takes a lot mentally. You know, you're accused for rape for almost 3 years, and you know it takes a toll mentally. It took away the best years of his fighting career also, and he just dropped the decision to Jacob Malkoun. Gets knocked out by William, you know, inside the minute, loses to it's time, you know, or maybe you can go back on the regional scene, but it's time to retire.
Okay.
Retire.
All right,
Yeah.
Justin, man. Thank you. Anything else?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about Alexander, the actor Romanov. I picked Juan Espino, and you know it looked like in that third round, Alexander Romanov he was gassed. He was ready to give up. Well,
That fight was terrible, by the way. That fight was terrible, though, huh?
The first 2 rounds were pretty good, but honestly, I was like, oh, this is going to be one of the best fights on the card. It wasn't that good, but
No, I was disappointed.
it seemed like Espino was going to get him with the sub in the third round. And then the guy a nut shot, and he's putting on the acting performance of his life. He'd make Aljo proud, I'll say that. But and then when it goes to decision, I thought Espino won the first and the third round, and then they still give the decision to Romanov. It's just crazy, man, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Justin,
the judges tonight.
Yeah, Justin, great call, but you've been like 10 minutes on us right now. Anything like you want to dazzle us with?
This weekend, Usman, 50-45. I don't want to hear full camp man as we don't nothing. You guys have a good one.
All right,
Later.
Thank you, Justin. Look at that, 10 minutes on the dot.
That kid can talk.
Justin loves it. He loves it. He loves it. He knows all. He brought up some good points, though. I got to give it to him.
Call from
NH.
To accept, press 1.
That doesn't
to send
sound
a
like Ann.
voicemail, press 2.
Hello, Ann the Knitter.
On the middle.
How you doing?
How you doing, guys?
We're
How
wonderful.
you doing?
Wonderful.
You know what's actually funny? On this version of Google Voice, we see the names popping up in the background. So we saw you relentlessly trying to get in there, Ann. That's a good job.
Jesus Christ,
Hold on.
this fucking call. Ask him about cartoons again, Chris.
The kid actually brings us back to MMA, and we're like, oh, God, get off the phone.
Well, it's not that. I think it's just like, everybody has a taste.
It's actually pretty funny. Like, he's actually bringing us back on track, and we're all falling asleep. That shows the content on this fucking channel.
I need a little fluctuation in the voice is all.
Now, back to Jake Paul. No, go ahead, Ann.
Oh, Jake Paul, that sucked. Yeah, that was horrible.
Wonderful.
Ref talking about him. Okay, the Whittaker fight. Oh man, that was great. He looked really awesome. That was great.
Yeah.
I like the old Whittaker. Man, I think because, like you said, maybe he's not like mentally wise. He's more there. He looked like a lot better. You know what I mean? He had probably a lot of problems when last time he fought with it. You know, I think it's gonna be a little bit different this time. You know, he's looking good. Yeah.
In the rematch, do you think Robert Whittaker for the win?
Yes. Sorry, Jesse.
Oh, Robert Whittaker for the win. Hold on. Jesse's having a contraction right now. Actually, you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
You
that's why
right?
she's not answering. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll leave it on
Sorry.
screen. She's getting a big
I'm
one.
not
right now.
ignoring you.
Yeah, well, she's about to go into labor, and you're putting Jesse into labor with this call.
I'm sorry, Jesse. Don't go into labor when I'm on the.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay, you better now, or
Yeah,
is it?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
upset- Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
she
it's
got
okay.
she got herself some contraction. Anyway, you see, look, you talk about Adesanya, she goes into labor. So, Jess, what do you think?
Ah, she's tough. She's really tough. She's a tough lady. There's no.
Whittaker beats Adesanya, you're saying?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
the second time around he's gonna be. He looks totally different. I think it's gonna be a lot better fight. You know, I think it's gonna be a lot better if he stays on track the way he's doing right now, the way he is. But if he mentally, like we all know, most of the fight game is mentally. So if you're not there, yeah, you're not. If your head's not there to fight, you're not gonna do as good, and you're gonna get your butt kicked, or you just But if he's there, I think it's gonna be a lot closer.
By the way, Ann, real quick, there's a Apostle Benny says Umar Ruig Kane will be the next champion. What do you think about that?
Rug, right?
Rug?
Isn't that the guy from One Championship?
Rug will be the next. Is he from?
Yeah, he was from
Omar Rug.
One on TNT. The reaction we did.
Oh, is
Rug.
he? Why do I not remember him?
Everyone was so high on him. You know.
Hold on, let me look. Anyway, back to you, Ann. I'm sorry, we were getting a breaking news.
No. Getting back in MMA.
Rug.
Boxing.
So what else you got on your mind?
Get that off there. No, get that off there. God. No, get that off there. Yuck.
Are we
Like
scolding
me.
pets? What
I'm
just
confused.
happened?
What the heck was that? One-on-one on TNT.
Yeah, I was just looking for this Rug guy.
What is going on right now?
I don't know. Oh, you think you're Rod Tang, Jess?
No. There was a Rug on One Championship.
Where? That was the nickname.
Yeah.
His name is Omar. What are you talking about?
Go to One on TNT 1.
What?
Yeah, this is TNT 2. Just type in One on TNT.
That'd be some
1.
memory. All right, we're gonna go back. As we do that, what else you got?
Yeah.
Anything else on your mind?
I got a lot on my mind. I got fights in my mind coming up too. Where's the fights coming up pretty soon.
Oh yes, Masvidal Usman. What do you think of that?
I think that's gonna be good. This one's gonna kill him. Bye-bye,
I'm with you.
Masvidal.
I'm with you.
Even with the full camp, he's gonna kill him. I'm sorry.
Wow, Jesse's got it. By the
Yeah.
way, Ann, Jesse's got a fucking great memory. She's right. This guy over here, Omar Kane, was on One Champion. He was literally the first fight.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this guy. Yes. Okay, I remember this guy. The big burly black man. Yes, I remember him.
You know why she has a good memory? Because she's so young, Chris.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. How the hell did you remember that?
The baby remembered.
That's crazy. That's absolutely the first fight on the first one card. She remembered the name. My God.
Yeah, don't expect that to happen all the time.
Rug. All right. Anyway, back in.
It does.
A little distracted
happen a lot.
today. So next, though, this coming Saturday, big major card. I don't know what's more exciting: the fact that Jesse might be in labor before the card even happens, or we might sit through 3 title fights: Kamaru Usman versus Masvidal, Part 2. My God.
I think it's probably gonna be cutting it close. I think Ellie might come after. Oh, and I found the cues. I took a picture, guys. I found the cues is in Oregon or around the coast area, and I saw a sign with her name, a real sign, street sign.
Did you?
So I took a picture. Yes.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
It's spelled exactly the same. It's so cute. I had to take it.
Oh.
I'll show you later.
Send it to us. DM us. We'd love to see it. All right. So I just saw, by the way, the Joker just became a patron, so he's in the Discord right now.
Yay!
Wonderful, wonderful.
Very nice. So we'll give the Joker a call. Welcome to the patrons.
Yeah.
All right. So this fight, you going to the casino Saturday?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I am.
All right.
Definitely.
Oh, we got Uncle Chrome.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Gonna send Justin talk the Jake Paul to death. Went to visit my grandma's grave while listening to his call. Believe it or not, she climbed out of her grave and turned off the stream.
You're such a jerk. Chrome. You're so fucked up.
I kind of fell asleep too, but hey.
Oh God, that was fucking funny, man. Could you believe she did that?
Oh man.
She actually came out of the grave. All right. Well, anyway.
Tells it as it is. Actually, yeah, my dog came out of the grave, so hey, what can I say?
What?
I think she's crawling out of the grave right now to shut the stream off again. And all right, this conversation is really weird, and we love you to death. So are you gonna be at the casino on Saturday?
Definitely gonna be at the casino watching it. I'll be there with my brother-in-law. So
nice. All right, Ann. I hope you win big. You placing any bets or no?
I might place a few bets.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Well, good luck. All right, Ann. Thank you for the call.
You too. All right. Love you guys.
Love you,
Bye.
Ann.
That's it. Ann calling. Let's call the Joker up real quick. Let's get the Joker on the line. He just became a patron, for God's sakes, Jesse.
Okay.
He's a $2 patron.
All right, guys. Well, this is a weird night, right?
It's 18 minutes left. What?
I don't know. I feel like it just got weird. Everything just got weird.
Well, the Chrome's donation threw us for a loop, which is fucking great. Let's call him up. Let's call the Joker. This is actually really the Joker we're calling.
Yeah.
Become a patron.
So, Joker, you have to go to your DMs in your Discord. Oh, there you go. You already figured it out.
He's the Joker, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Hello, Joker.
Hello.
How you doing, bud?
Good.
Nice. Where you from, Joker?
Rolling. Australia.
Ah, yeah.
Another Australian.
That's nice. All right. What time is it over there?
It's 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
3 p.m. Yep.
Nice. All right. So what's going on, Joker?
It's an exciting week for fights.
Oh, yeah.
3 title fights. Let's go.
Right? We got 2 lady fights, but they're both actually good lady fights. It's not like we're going to complain about these two. They're good. You got arguably one of the greatest over here, Valentina Shevchenko, who's a freaking beast. She's fighting some Andrade dude, We have Rose.
I got Valentina.
You going Valentina for the win, okay? And yep. I'm with you on that. I think Valentina is pretty much unbeatable unless she runs into a Nunes and then gets a little hairy. What about Weili Zhang Zhang Weili versus Rose Namajunas?
Ooh, that one's interesting. It's very interesting. It's so hard to call that one, but you saw what she did to Andrade the first time. Well, not the first time, but how it was going.
Yeah.
I think she beats Weili.
You think she beats Weili? Wow.
It's hard to call.
So you're going and new.
Effective striking.
Okay. Well, that's fair. Listen, Rose, when she's on, she's basically unbeatable.
Yeah.
When her head's all pulled together, she's great. So, I mean, to say Rose is going to win is not impossible. I'm a Zhang fan, man. I like this girl a lot. I think she's fire every time she fights. So I'm just going to roll with Zhang. But I can see Rose getting it done.
How about the main card? How about the main event?
Yes.
Kamaru versus
Masvidal. We got Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, versus Game Bread. Should change it to Street Jesus. No more Game Bread. Okay. I mean, if you watch the show, you pretty much know where I'm going. I'm kind of leaning with Masvidal just for fun. I know Usman's gonna win. I'm very confident. Very.
I got Usman as well. I don't see him I don't see him losing that, unless he slips on a banana peel.
Ah, are you saying that because he's black? Is this a racist joke there?
Negative.
Joker. Okay, I just making sure. I don't listen. Gotta call you out if you're being racist. But all right, you're saying he's gonna slip on a banana peel. Okay. Or yeah.
I think. Who do you think should be next after Masvidal, if given he wins?
Oh my God, the circuses, man! If Jorge Masvidal wins this fight, the circuses that you could line up and say Nate Diaz wins. Or hold on a second.
Wonderful.
We got Chrome coming in. Uncle Chrome.
Just talked to Granny again and she told me her and Michael Jackson were singing. This call is Thriller. During Justin's call, he really had the angels jumping up in heaven.
Thank you. Thank you, Uncle Chrome. Back to the Joker again. Sorry about that, Joker. The grandma's interrupting the show. I can't even... Every time Chrome gets in there, I completely lose my whole train of thought. What were we talking about?
Masvidal winning the fight.
Yes. If by some crazy miracle, Jorge Masvidal gets the job done, if Conor McGregor could somehow get that belt, say Conor beats Poirier and you throw him in a Chandler or Oliveira and somehow Conor wins, you have to think it would be inevitable. Like Jorge would just kind of sit and wait and see if he can line something up with that. Or if Nate Diaz somehow beats freaking Leon Edwards, you got some circus shit going on here. And the UFC would be all over.
I think it would be a good fight for Conor. He's not that no one's gonna wrestle. And yeah, it's gonna be a good. It would be a good fight for Conor.
It would be pretty wild. Jorge Masvidal versus Conor. If say by crazy, we need a lot of stars to line up. Jesse's making a face. Hold on, let me put Jesse's face on there. Keep making that face. No, she doesn't like it. She doesn't think so.
I don't like it.
Yeah, we need those stars to really line up. We need to pray to the MMA gods for the. Could you imagine, if that does happen, you have Jake Paul running around trying to beat up MMA fighters. You have Jorge Masvidal as the champ walking around like he can perform miracles. You have freaking Conor McGregor back in it again somehow. Somehow the UFC always finds a way to keep Conor
not going to
relevant.
waste his time with Masvidal right now.
But I'm just saying, think about this. The world is a nightmare. Floyd Mayweather might come back. What else? What's going to happen? We got some crazy shit.
The fights that I wanted to see Colby versus Colby v Burns and Leon versus Thompson.
Yeah, Colby Burns is great. Yeah. I love that one.
I really wanted to see Colby Burns because that would be fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be basically Kamaru Colby again. But yeah,
that's a great fight. Yeah,
maybe a little bit more wrestling in there.
Yeah, I think it would be a little bit of a misplay by the UFC not to put that fight together. Honestly, well, I know Colby Covington could get the rematch with Usman, but now that Masvidal is fighting Usman, I think it would be a misplay not to put together something like that.
I think Colby's gonna hang tight. It looks like he's just gonna wait and see what happens. And could you imagine if Kamaru Usman does lose to Masvidal? We're talking about possible opponents for Masvidal. How about Colby?
Yeah.
Colby, oh my God, that's a massive fight as well.
But
former friends.
The problem is
it doesn't get bigger for the middleweight, for the welterweight division.
Yeah, but the problem is these two have been talking trash back and forth with each other for such a long time, and it's nearly impossible to get them together.
Well, if Masvidal,
I don't think Masvidal wants to end his career yet, though.
Could you imagine?
And I think that's a career-ending move.
Really?
Masvidal fighting Colby, you're saying?
Career ending. That's
Colby whoops his ass. I'm with you.
Definitely Colby wins, but I don't know if it's career ending.
Do you think Jorge Masvidal?
It's the end of the hype train. It's the end of the hype train.
Yeah, for sure.
If Jorge, I was gonna say Jorge. If Jorge wins the belts, okay, do you think he still ducks Colby? Do you think he tries to find some weird ass money fight and avoids that at all costs?
Yeah, I think he would find excuses for sure.
Yeah, because if he loses that fight,
maybe you would try Nate.
Yeah. Yeah,
Conor,
he would find excuses.
The easy fights. He wouldn't want to go straight into a Colby fight because.
But can you blame him?
That's not good for him.
All right, what's more dangerous, Colby Covington or Leon Edwards? And I know Leon Edwards caught the 3-piece in Minnesota, but we're talking about an octagon fight here.
I'm gonna say Colby.
Okay.
Colby, yeah.
All right. I'm curious to see, man, if Jorge wins this thing. I'm curious to see what the hell he does. Does he tie up the welterweight division? Like what's going to happen? What is he going to do?
Well, he would have to make a very smart move because I do think that the reason there's so much hype around him is because he marketed himself so well and because of the knee with Askren and stuff. I think there's still a lot of holes maybe that people haven't exposed yet with Masvidal. And if he doesn't play his cards right, he could get exposed quick after getting a belt.
At the moment, I think the rankings are in the correct spots, except for Masvidal lost to Thompson.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Masvidal. Listen, I don't even know why we're talking about this. Usman's gonna beat the shit out of Masvidal. You know, like what is going on?
I would have to think that's going to happen, yes.
Yeah, I would like to see Thompson back in it, and he'll get his shot, but...
He's knocking on the door. He's right there. And how about Vicente Luque? I mean, yeah, he beat Tyron Woodley, but I mean,
okay,
geez.
with the Tyron Woodley fight, I was so proud of Tyron Woodley. Like, you know, like his last 2 fights, his Kamaru fight, his Colby fight, the Burns fight even, he didn't let go. His hands, they weren't there, right? Finally, he just, you know, let go and just went all out. I think maybe too much, but
that's what everyone was yelling.
Least saw if that's his last fight, you know, I'm proud of him.
Yeah,
he let it all on the line.
I'm with you.
Final one.
That was fun, man. That first, I mean, it was quick, but that first round was fire. It was absolute fire. Tyron Woodley, man, the way he took out Robbie Lawler to get the belt, something else. We got a donation.
Justin might be the real life. What's eating Gilbert the grape? Just keep climbing that water tower, brother.
All right. Okay. The Joker, listen, it was a pleasure speaking to you over there in Australia.
Yes, likewise.
All right. And thank you for becoming a patron, man. Really appreciate that. We will move on now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
There he is, the Joker. What do you think about the Joker calling in, Jess?
Wonderful, wonderful, Moss.
Wonderful.
Okay, let's get back to the phone lines. 516-522-0267. Chrome is on fire tonight.
Yes.
He's on fire tonight.
Call from
Who?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello. Welcome to the MMA-Holes.
Okay, I just gotta say real quick, Moss. Stop giving the Mossville fans fucking hope. You know, you both know well that Usman's gonna piece him up again, even worse this time. They're not gonna be able to say a goddamn thing because he had a full camp. The only question is if Marty's gonna try to grab his dick again.
Okay. Yeah, I do. Like I said before, I believe that Usman will win this fight, but I'm praying to the MMA gods, praying that we get more circus. We got Roberto.
So Colby is better than Usman? Lol.
Maybe he's trying to talk about matchups.
Yeah, he's not better than Usman.
I don't think he's better than Usman, no.
I guess against Masvidal, well...
maybe matchup-wise. So think about this. I mean, I guess Jorge, he kind of did get beat up, but...
I get it, because like we're saying, like, oh, if Masvidal beats Usman, and then Colby should fight Masvidal, but that would have to mean that Colby's better than Usman, and that's...
No, that doesn't mean... matchups. Styles make matchups and stuff like that, and I know, you know, Colby brings a different thing to the table. Even though there is wrestling, he has a interesting, you know, cardio approach.
Colby's going to wrestle Masvidal.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. But, I mean, we've seen Colby. He's trained with Masvidal. He knows everything Masvidal has to throw at him. You know what I'm saying? So, Colby would have an edge that way. Now Usman did compete with him, so I guess that's out there. But Colby Covington literally was boys with him, so he knows everything about Jorge, and vice versa. So it's interesting. It's an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
Back to
Yeah, so, you know, don't get me wrong. I want to see Marty lose like everybody else, but he's just not going to lose to Mossville. And Mossville ain't the fucking guy to beat him. I mean, Colby maybe, but I don't know. But just, you know, I'm calling it right now. Ellie's popping tomorrow, so be ready, JBH.
You know, you might not be wrong.
Yeah, Jesse's feeling. She's actually getting them now, the contractions.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the way you were moving there behind the chair. It's coming tomorrow.
A 420, baby?
We'll see.
Well, I hope
that would be good, because then we could get home for the Masvidal Usman and still do the Masvidal Usman card.
This is like a real thing with us. Like I was saying, do not give birth during that card tomorrow, either before or after. So tomorrow works.
Tomorrow's good because they'll keep us for a day or two, and then we can come home and do the card.
We'll have the screaming kid during the card, but that's fine. But yeah, don't come out while Masvidal and Usman are fighting.
Yeah,
don't do that.
It can't be Saturday.
Stay in there.
Friday or Saturday is a bust. We cannot do Friday or Saturday.
Well, Friday's got PFL. By the way, PFL's early on Friday.
Yeah, but they'll keep us for a day, so we won't get home in time for the Masvidal Usman card. So we can't have Friday or Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Back to Mr.
No, that's just all I want to say.
All right.
ANZALONE got you guys. Later, Sodness.
All right. Good night, man. Okay, 516-522-0267. That's right. If you're just jumping in, JBM is prego and ready to pop any moment now.
Pop.
It is 4:20 in Australia. That's true. That's a good point. It's 4:20 right now. 160 still hanging with us on a Monday night late. Thank you very much. Make sure you hit that like button. We got another call from 801.
Silver car.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
It's Sober Carl.
There he is.
Hey, JBH.
Hey.
How you doing?
How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Are you still with the girlfriend?
No.
What happened?
By myself.
Wait. What happened? Is there no more? She left?
No, she didn't leave. She's just a couple blocks down, but.
Oh, she's just not she's not in your presence right now.
No.
Yeah.
So tonight you're a lone wolf.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's on your mind, lone wolf?
I think Ben has. I don't know. I think Ben has no chin on him.
This might be your best call, Sober Call. You're doing great tonight. You think he has no chin?
Yeah,
Okay.
he got knocked out in the first round. I had him knocked out in the second round, but yeah.
You sound more sober than ever right now.
Really?
Yeah. You sound really sober
Oh,
tonight.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
What are you guys up to?
Just hanging out. With a good 150 friends right now, just chilling.
Oh, Carl.
Hey, Jess. Yeah, I was just watching you guys' show, and I just started calling.
It's good to hear you. All right, man. Well,
yeah,
listen.
it's good to hear you guys too.
Okay, listen. Stay safe, okay?
What's that?
Stay safe.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye. That's Sober Carl, 516-522.
Oh, God.
That might have been his best call of the
Yes.
night ever, right? I mean,
Yeah, he sounded great. Gotta love him. Gotta love the Sober Carl. All right. Do we have enough time for one more call?
Call from.
Let's do it one more time.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Paul, is that you?
Yeah, one more time. I just wanted to chime in.
Yes.
I had a question for Jesse.
Yeah?
Okay, so somebody's birthday is in like exactly 1 month.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering, is there any way you can like squeeze real tight and like withhold the pregnancy until then?
Yeah, I don't think that would be a very healthy move. I'm pretty sure they would induce me by that point.
Well, hold on. We got a donation.
Sober Carl always so eloquent with his words.
Yeah, sounds great.
Oh, man. So you want thank you, Vlad.
He wants us to share a birthday.
Same birthday.
Yeah, but
That'd be great for me.
that wouldn't
that works great for me.
That wouldn't be able to happen because if she doesn't pop by May 5th, they would induce me. It's just not that's not a very healthy
2-for-1 deal.
Yeah. That's not a very smart thing. Oh. Hold on. He blinked.
Your phone's cutting out.
Conked out. Hello?
Yeah, we're losing you. It's all like super low. But
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Got you.
Okay, yeah, that's all I really had. But please do me a favor, call. If you're driving, just pull over.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Pulse.
Laters.
That should be his thing on his channel. Right after his picks, he just goes, laters.
It's funny when he says it.
Yeah, you should do that on your picks, your pick'em, your YouTube channel. Yeah, sober Carl. If you're driving this as sober as you are tonight, I would highly advise you to stop driving. I don't think he's driving. I think he's home.
I don't think he's driving.
All right, so the clock has expired, and I have to say, you guys and gals are absolutely wonderful, wonderful. Let's give a round of applause after this.
Wonderful, wonderful.
But why?
Carl's just high on life. Highly intoxicated by it, if you will. Reminds me of Oscar.
He's like sober.
He's sober Carl, man. I don't know what you guys are saying here. You're implying that this man is on something. I hear complete sobriety.
He's doing wonders.
Sober Carl.
For himself.
So, yeah, big thanks to everyone. The donators tonight, absolutely wonderful, wonderful. Everyone that hit that like button, thank you so much. We're partying on a Monday night. I mean, what's better than this? Mondays suck. We make it better when we all get together over here. So thank you for your company. A round of applause, people, to the people, to the MMA-Holes. Very nice. Very nice work, everyone, here in the chat tonight. 45,600 subscribers. We'll be back Wednesday night for 1FC and some MMA news. Friday, PFL.
Yes. It's at 5:30 Eastern time. So, I guess we're just doing a Fight Buddies. Because there's 10 fights on the card.
We got to figure this out.
Thanks for having me on, Chris and Jesse. Next time I will be a little more prepared after the firefight Saturday/Sunday. Joker.
It was actually a really good call.
Thank you, Joker. I didn't know Joker was from Australia.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I love, man, we got the coolest people from Australia. Awesome people. So, Friday, what the hell do we do? Are you guys going to be in attendance for PFL? PFL's a little early. Do we go with our traditional Fuko Friday, but it would be after the event?
But Moss,
do we just do PFL?
Doing 10 fights and then Fuko Friday?
No. That's not what I said. We're doing one or the other. Well,
okay.
Listen, you're pregnant. I can go for fucking 12
I can't.
hours.
Not at this point
I understand.
in the pregnancy. I would do it in my second trimester, but at this point, I don't think I could do that.
Or what I can do is we can do a Fight Buddies. I can take phone calls. I could do that too. We'll see how we feel. But anyway, what are we going to do here on Friday? We got to figure this out. We got to figure out Friday night because it is very early. Are you guys watching PFL? Let's take a vote in the chat right now. We'll wind this thing down. PFL Friday. What are we doing here? It's a little early. 5 p.m. on the Eastern time.
Let's see. MMA Genie says, I'll be there Friday if you guys do it. Well to Wellnut says, go watch his last call compared to that call, and please actually watch the difference. Hope he's okay. Born Mush says, we're going to drink, smoke Fook on a Friday. Hood says, Fook Joe Biden. Shane says, is Anthony Pettis fighting? Yes. Anthony Pettis is fighting.
What did he say? How do you spell it?
Anthony Pettis fighting.
The answer is yes, sir. Yeah, he's fighting, which is he's got my interest. Now, if I'm correct, you can lose early. It's a tournament though, so you kind of get one chance to make a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, but you don't have many chances to fuck up. Or actually, no, you accumulate points, right, with a win or something like that. That's how it works?
I forgot how we're gonna have to refresh our memories on the scoring system. But
yeah, I don't know if they're gonna adjust that or whatever, but I actually like their method. Their tournament. It's actually pretty cool. So Pettis versus Collard.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Is happening this Friday. Yeah, who is this guy? He's 18-8-0. He's a boxer. From what it looks like here. On a 2-fight losing streak. And that was a boxing bout. This guy is making his MMA debut. Oh boy. Oh lordy. Lordy. Well, hey, you want to see what boxing coming over to MMA? Here you go. Clay Collard.
Yes, sir.
Anyone know anything about this guy? I have no idea about him. Any boxing fans know about him? Who knows? All right, we'll discuss it. So Wednesday will be 1FC. We'll probably do PFL. Who are we kidding? We'll probably do PFL. You got to think Pettis is going to just drag him down, right?
Yeah.
Just drag him down and submit him. Like, what do you? We get a stand and trade with a boxer?
Showtime kick.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to our sponsors, Head Rush, Ballsy, and Lux Bidet. All links in the description, and Mystic Roots CBD. Promo code MMA-Holes. That's promo code MMA-HOLES for all of your discounts on all of your favorite products. Thank you guys for your continued support, and we'll be live again on Wednesday for 1FC. Be there. Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-Hole.